Hey guys, it's Halloween for us. It's November 1st for you. Well, actually, it's the day before Halloween for us. We were recording it. But it's Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Happy Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually All Hallows Eve Eve.
Sorry, my bad.
How do you feel about Halloween?
I think it's good.
I'm a
I
big
think it's
fan.
like the second best holiday.
Yeah, I enjoy a good old-fashioned Halloween.
Yeah. Like, obviously, first is Christmas.
I like spooky movies.
Yeah, that's
fun.
Halloween has the better movies.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
And
Well,
then
they have like a whole genre to themselves.
And then
pretty much.
Nightmare Before Christmas bridges that gap between Halloween and Christmas.
See, I always hear people have that argument about like, oh, which is it?
It's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie because it happens on Christmas.
It's more about Christmas than Halloween, but
Yeah.
it bridges the gap.
Yeah. If you're a
There's
freak
a reason
who really
why
likes
if you've
Halloween-
ever been to Hot Topic, you own a Jack Skellington hoodie.
Oh, I've been there. I just don't buy anything from there.
Have you ever bought anything from Hot Topic?
No, that's what I just said.
Exactly. So if you have bought one thing from Hot Topic, it's a Jack Skellington hoodie. I've never bought anything from Hot Topic, so I don't own one. But many people do.
Man, I wrote so much of the news for this week. I was just opening up
There's
the doc.
so much news. Yeah.
Well, one of them, two of them we can get through pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like, that's two of the things that I wrote while I was drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's not get into that yet.
Okay.
Because we're still talking right now.
We're still talking about Halloween.
I think this is up to argument.
Yeah.
The best Christmas movie
Yeah.
is better than the best Halloween movie.
What's the best Christmas movie?
Well, I think that's up to your opinion. Because obviously everyone's going to have a different opinion of Halloween.
Can I be that annoying asshole and say
Die Hard? Honestly, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, but it's a movie that takes place around near Christmas.
It takes place in or
It's a
around Christmas and does slap.
It's like a Christmas movie, how like that episode of Community is a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
It's December 12th.
Yeah.
Like where it's near Christmas, but it's not on Christmas. Where I think
Die Hard's on it's on Christmas Eve, I think. The Christmas party at an office.
Yeah, but offices. We could go back and check when Christmas.
It's weird
Eve
how
is,
the only
but
Die
usually
Hards that are on Christmas are 1 and 2.
offices will shut down.
Yeah, on Christmas Eve.
or
But
like-
that's more
but-
here.
or they'll-
Christmas Eve isn't really a thing in the States.
But I'm saying people will like, and depending on your business,
Yeah.
the majority of the office, like I would say, majority of the office will probably take the week off, depending on your business. So I would say the Christmas party would probably happen the Friday before Christmas. So if Christmas Eve is on Friday, it would probably happen. But I would say generally those people are getting a week off. Probably getting a lot of time off considering what happened to them. But
Well, yeah.
Die Hard 3 is the best Die Hard, though.
I agree.
Yeah, good.
Trying to remember.
Anyways,
which one
I think It's a Wonderful Life is probably the best Christmas movie.
Did you know that movie was hated when it came out in theaters and made no money?
Because it was a depressing movie with a very hopeful ending.
Yeah.
It feels like people watched like the first part of the movie where he was going to kill himself and then just stopped watching.
No, it's just people didn't like it. They thought it was shitty, and then it became like a thing that came on TV every Christmas.
Yeah, because
and
they
that's how
sold
got
it
popular.
for
Dirt cheap.
Yeah, dirt cheap because they were trying to make money, and then now it's like a Christmas classic. And I watched it for like actually the first time last year.
Yeah.
Like I've practically seen the entire movie because of like references.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was a really fun, like good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
So I would say that's probably the best Christmas movie.
Yeah.
If you're a fucking millennial freak, you'd say it's Elf.
Elf, I actually think Elf is only okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's stupid. If you think about the movie for a second, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think most Christmas movies. I like Nightmare Before Christmas. I think that movie slaps. I like that movie more than It's a Wonderful Life. Just because I think it's cool.
So yeah, the problem for me with horror though, or with Halloween movies, is most of them are horror movies.
Oh, and you don't enjoy horror
I
movies.
don't enjoy horror.
So for you're saying like the best Christmas movie is better than the best Halloween movie, but I would disagree.
Yeah.
Because I have seen many a horror film, and I like most of those more than most Christmas films.
Okay.
Like, for example, I really love Scream 1 and 2 and 4. And I like all of those movies more than I like A Nightmare Before Christmas. Or It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, obviously this is all up to
This is all up
concept.
to personal. This is all up to personal choice. But I like
It is so funny.
I like Halloweeny movies more than Christmas movies because I think Christmas movies usually are boring.
Also, how Christmas is a very
Yeah.
Roman Catholic holiday.
On Christmas, I like to watch a fun movie.
Actually, no, it's a British church holiday, isn't it? Because wasn't it that there was like the pagans existed in the United Kingdom, what is now the United Kingdom?
Yeah.
And the church, the Catholics were like, we don't like you celebrating this holiday, so that's when they co-opted it as
I don't know if
Jesus'
it was
birthday.
Catholics, but definitely Christians as a whole. They moved Jesus' birthday to December because there was already a festival that involved decorating a tree.
But it was a pagan festival, and they wanted people to stop celebrating.
They wanted people to swap from pagan to Christian.
So they pushed the idea that this is actually Jesus' birthday.
Even though Jesus' birthday was most likely near the day that he died, which was Good Friday.
Yeah. But also...
Yep.
Halloween's just a fun holiday we all agreed on.
Halloween's pagan. All Hallows Eve.
You're right, actually.
Yeah.
And then there's also Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead, but that's...
It's a different
that's
holiday.
A Spanish Halloween that happens...
Isn't it Mexican? Like, isn't it specifically from Mexico?
That's a good question, and I don't know.
Because...
I know there's that Mr. Changlang from Community where he's like, that's actually insulting
to
people who like the sex.
And he's like, it's like Mexican Halloween. And then he's like,
that's offensive to people who like the sex position Mexican Halloween.
No, I think he says people who are aware of the sex position Mexican Halloween. Which then, of course, as we were all 14, went and Googled it and found out it's like eating candy out of a woman's pussy.
Is that what it was? I think they would just said Mexican Halloween sounds like it could be a sex move, and then somebody Urban Dictionary'd it and came up with something. You know what I mean? Like somebody invented something stupid.
It did originate in Mexico.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's probably a native Mexican thing that got co-opted by Spanish people.
Well, I mean,
well, not really. I'm sure they were like, "Hey, you stop that!"
Other Latino people, sure.
No, I meant like
people.
I
don't think it's celebrated in Spain.
No, that's what I'm. Okay, not co-opted, but like definitely was like, "Hey, you guys stop it," and probably tried to make it meaningless. It's like, I'm saying it was probably like an actual ritual to be like respectful of the people who have passed.
Yeah,
and then the Spaniards were like, "Oh, so it's a party."
Yeah,
where you get drunk, and then they just created Halloween.
I don't know. That sounds like, honestly,
conjecture.
My vibe personally is that a lot of indigenous festivals are way cooler than non ones. So like Day of the Dead, I think, was always like a party because it was like party for the dead people.
The multi-day holiday involves family and friends gathering to pay respects and to remember friends and family members who have died. And then that's where it would stop if this was like a white holiday.
Yeah, but
and it goes to
like,
these celebrations can take a humorous tone as celebrants remember funny events and anecdotes about the departed.
Because that's like super, not to like categorize an entire culture, but like Latino people are very much that type of person where they're like that type of culture where it's like celebration is important and like especially like just cutting loose and enjoying it. Like that's a huge part of that culture.
Ignoring the white guilt aspect of everything. Yeah, white people just kind of have like a bummer tone with like every holiday they do. Like that's why. Did you watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Did you ever see like the first Christmas episode they ever did?
Was it sad?
No. It was Uncle Phil. It was like about Uncle Phil had this like idea. Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv were like, it's classy Halloween. It's like we don't want our house to look tacky, so they have white lights everywhere. The tree doesn't have any ornaments, just like a basic lights. No, the star is like a tiny quaint thing. And Will goes like, the fuck is this? And he goes out and he buys a bunch of like bullshit, like tacky ones, like what Christmas should look like. Yeah. And then he like does the whole neighborhood, but then like a bunch of white people show up and go like, wow, this is fun. It's like, yeah, but you guys are like ruining it by trying to be like, oh, it's a fancy holiday. It's like, no, man, Christmas is for trash. Yeah. Christmas is a trash holiday where you get drunk with your family. Yeah. Like, fucking the other shit. Yeah. Yeah. It's your mom.
Oh. What else was I gonna say? I don't know. Halloween cool. Halloween cool. I like spooky.
Yeah, let's actually have a proper like Halloween party where people come in costumes.
Yeah, costumes, cool.
Well, I feel like it's been like 10 years since I've like done something where like people would actually like most people are committed to showing up in a costume.
Yeah, but I think most of our friends are cool. They look like that shit.
Yeah, just not one of my roommates.
Wow, which one?
You'll see tonight, obviously.
One of your roommates is being not cool. I'm sure Blake's being cool.
Yeah, Blake's actually gonna. I can just tell it on the podcast. He's being Zahira.
Oh right, he said this.
He's. But then he got another idea, and Dan is gonna dress up as Shauna, not Shauna like our friend who we see all the time. Shauna, their old roommate.
Right, but Shauna's not gonna be there.
No, because of other reasons.
Yeah. I saw Zahira. I said this before to you, but I saw Zahira at Shoppers Drug Mart.
Yeah, and I was very like condescending, like, yeah, where she works.
Yeah. So I was like, you coming to Blake's? And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna say fuck off, Shauna, and like go to Blake's because I don't want to go downtown.
They wanted her to go. Yeah, they wanted her to go to downtown Toronto. Like, yeah, sure, it's cool. One of you lives there, but like, it's expensive. You're not going to a house party. You're going to a bar. You have to spend money on drinks. Where if you come to my fucking house,
you already have her fancy tequila.
No, not anymore.
Oh, I thought you only had a little bit out of it.
It's like so little. I think someone else finished it.
Oh,
but like we drank a quarter of it on boys' night.
The boys' night was fun.
Yeah, we should do it again when fucking Blake's around.
Yeah, we should.
Or only plan it for when he's gone.
That also would be funny.
Yeah. All right, you want to get into the news?
Yeah, let's get into the news. Let me open up the Google Doc. Okay, first up, there was a state of play this week on October 27th. There's a multiplayer sequel to Let It Die. There's a big free.
Looks like shit.
It looks fine.
I think the trailer. Okay, you know what? From when I was first watching it, didn't even recognize that it was from Let It Die.
Yeah, I
was like, this looks like a cool, interesting universe where like death is like commercialized, and it's like, oh, look at how funny it is, which is what Let It Die is.
Yeah,
but then. And then they showed the title Death vs. Let It Die, but I think it's a battle royale.
Well, it's not a battle royale. It's like a battle royale, like it's a free-for-all melee multiplayer game. Like it's a multiplayer game is what it is. To call it a battle royale, I don't think is accurate.
I don't think they showed up enough.
I think
it's really defined.
I think it's a battle royale in the same way that like that JoJo battle royale is a battle royale, where it's like, no, this is just there's just like an 8-player multiplayer brawler.
Yeah.
Where it's a free for all.
Which that's just a free for all multiplayer.
Yeah, like it's
like you don't call fucking
I'm not going to say
you don't queue up for free for all in Halo and be like, I'm playing battle royale.
Right. Like and I get that it's like, oh, we want to use the name because people know what that is or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. I think, and you know what? Honestly, it being a free for all is more interesting to me. Even if they call it Battle Royale, because
I have to see more of the game because this was just like a cinematic trailer, pretty much.
There was gameplay in there.
There wasn't enough to like really get the feel of it.
Yeah,
it was enough to
probably
recognize
be free
that
like Let It Die was.
Yeah, it's enough to get the feel that it still like has the Let It Die sort of way. But Let It Die is like
hopefully this isn't. Yeah, hopefully this isn't played with microtransaction like Let It Die. I know Let It Die was a free to play game and. Like is cool. It's a free to play like Dark Souls.
Yeah,
like
Dark Souls roguelike sort of thing.
It's again. I think that Let It Die was cool, but it just like it was too microtransactioned up. It was like a bit too hard. Like you know what I mean. But I
just really wish that it was. I'd rather have paid like $30 for that game.
I wonder if Suda is actually working on this or not.
I don't know
because he did the first one.
Yeah, I know. I think when I googled it, it was just they called it they were like sequel to Suda's Let It Die,
but it's not Suda.
But they're not. But no one's saying Suda has announced a sequel to Let It Die.
He's called. Did you know he's called Suda 5-1 because his first name is actually Goichi? Like it's actually Goichi is his first name.
For non-weeaboos, Go it means 5, and Ichi means 1, so 51.
Yeah,
everyone just calls him Suda 51.
Yeah,
yeah.
Then, well, like the name he wants people to call him when he develops is literally like Suda 5-1. Like that's how he says it. So
because I've seen him in like IGN interviews and they're like Suda 51
or 51. Yeah, sometimes
I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he's just like white people go for it.
Yeah, but like he says it in like 5-1 in English when he says it, which is funny.
Yes. Then we got
Bugsnax is getting a big free update, which is cool.
Skipping around. You missed something.
This is the second one I have.
Yeah, because you skipped We Are OFK.
Oh, I had that after Bugsnax.
Oh, you must. I wrote this while I was watching it, so maybe
I wrote mine right after. So
yeah, so you just remembered. Yeah. So
We Are OFK. This looks cool to me.
It looked fine.
It looked like if Life is Strange and Sayonara Wild Hearts had a kid.
Yeah, I like the polygonal like art style thing they got going on. I think it was funny, like, the guy, how it's...
He was doing the Call of Duty intro.
No, he was, like, doing the fucking, like, the intro that, like, fucking... It's kind of like...
Call of Duty and Metal Gear and...
Yeah, but he was making fun of it, like, very clearly from the beginning, and I hate that trope now. It's like, bro, just... It's not that funny. Like, they did it for Outer Worlds, for that trailer, where it's like, oh, it's super serious, but I'm gonna, like... act like I'm going off script and this isn't written in front of me, and it's like, shut the fuck up. Well, just present your game as it is, or fuck off.
Yeah, I guess
that's my feelings on other games. I liked
this one because it immediately showed that he's in a booth recording a trailer for the game, because in universe it's a real video game.
Yeah, I don't care for this at all. I think it looks cute.
Yeah,
and it. Like, since it's a band thing, I just wrote at the bottom industry plant.
Yeah. I mean,
it's quite literally what it is.
I think I don't know if they're associated with a label, though. They might not be an industry plant, but it might be. It might be that a group of people that are a band are also indie developers or paid indie developers.
It's a third party game, but it's exclusively for Sony consoles. Sony also has a record label.
Maybe.
So they could just be like a secret industry plant, because that's what a lot of them are doing now. Because since everyone's more tech savvy, like, and you can Google things pretty easily, they try and hide industry plants and like sub labels and shit. Yeah, like you'll find like a label that only signed like 3 bands, but then you find like the guy who owns the label is like a CEO of like UMG. I
don't know though. This is at least
like, my life fucking sucks. Yeah, and everyone dunks on her because it's like, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah. But this seems cool.
I'm not gonna put it down. I just think, I'm not the fan of these kind of games.
Okay, there were parts shown in a previous trailer that was like way more wacky and out there.
Like it's an actual game and not just Life is Strange?
Yeah, no. So it's Life is Strange and Sayonara Wild Hearts, because there's like robots and shit.
Okay, then perhaps. When there's more to it, I'll see.
Yeah, there's an older trailer.
I'm sure it'll pop up in like a sizzle reel or something.
Yeah.
For the future. Then we got Bugsnax, the Isle of Big Snacks.
Yeah, I like that it's free. That's cool.
Yeah, especially since Bugsnax was mostly free for everyone.
Yeah. I really liked Bugsnax, and to get more of it is cool.
Yeah. Also, is this Land of the Lost? Like the story Land of the Lost, where like a family goes to like a place and it's like, whoa, all the animals are huge and it's Jurassic period or whatever.
Land of the Lost, I think, was an alternate dimension.
Oh, was it? I thought it was like a thing where...
I think you're thinking of the Forgotten World. Or the Lost World.
Thank you. I think I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Which the second Jurassic Park was named after, but is an old movie that's based on an old book, which was by Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of...
Actually, 1 second. I'm going to look it up. Because I remember... The only reason why it's in my brain is because of something from my... my week. Land of the Lost, starring Will Ferrell, which is a remake of an older TV
show. Yeah, but they go to an alternate dimension. Anyway.
Oh, it says gets transported back in time to a world of danger, intelligent dinosaurs, and lizard people. So they went back in time, which is worse somehow.
But I thought it's the Land of the Lost because like random lost shit ends up there. Like from different time periods. Well,
I think they're saying because they have intelligent dinosaurs and lizard people, they're saying that it's a land of a lost, but it's like a lost time. I don't know. This is a 2009 film that has a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I liked that movie though. I remember enjoying it.
You were like 14.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
Some kart racer I have written down here.
Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's game came out.
Oh, I thought Five Nights was way later.
No, the Five Nights at Freddy's game came out. It's Five Nights at Freddy's, but open world.
AAA.
And you get to walk around more, and you can also climb into one of the a mech and sneak past people.
I'm excited because, as people on this show may remember, I've said multiple times that my guilty pleasure is game theory. So I'm excited for all the new bullshit.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think the show's it's a well edited show, but I don't think game theory is like a well made show in other ways.
Yeah.
The editors are great, and if they are looking for other jobs, please hire them because they're very talented.
So
but yeah,
then we also had Death's Door,
Death's Door
an
is
isometric
like
bird combat game.
I have written here. Death's Door is like if Hyper Light Drifter was less cool.
Was less colorful.
Yeah.
Also,
but also
less
like
that didn't have fucking good music.
it was more like 3D. It had less good music and art style.
Yeah.
Like
it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's
that
top-down isometric bird that rolls around and slashes things.
that the sequel to Hyper Light Drifter. What's that game called again?
Ashes something.
Oh,
Solar Ash.
Solar Ash. Solar
Yeah,
Ash.
got delayed again.
It's coming out December.
I thought it got delayed to 2022.
Nope, December is what I have.
I'll check that in a second. So now what you have is Kart Ride Drift, which is Mario Kart, but it looks like you actually feel fast in this one.
Yeah, every shot, like, it looks like you're going really fast.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking speeding around, where Mario Kart feels like kind of slow and weighty sometimes.
Yeah, this game's this game's from Korea. Just I noticed that at the end.
Yeah, Korea has a very distinct art style.
Yep.
Like that's rising up in games, like that Dokkaevi game. Mm-hmm. Like it's like everything's kind of chibi but still proportional.
Yeah,
but not a child. Except in Dokkaevi, it is a child. But
the next game, First Class Trouble.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
You want me to just go through it?
Go through it.
All right, we had KOF 15.
KOF 15.
They showed off Dolores, who is a character they'd have already teased.
Mm-hmm.
It is a newcomer.
There's like the roster looks very small in this KOF for a series that I associate with big rosters.
Well, the game doesn't come out for a few more months.
Yeah, but I think they said there's like 8 or 10 characters or something like that, which is like super.
There's more than that.
Oh,
there's like 20 now. They're probably gonna have. I think they'll probably get up to like 30 characters and have 10 different teams, and then they'll fucking do the thing. Because there's characters that get their own trailers, and then there's characters who like I think there's some characters where it's like you get a trailer, and then we just soft tell that your teammates are in the game as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, fucking Terry's team. Like there's a guy on there that does not matter. He's like a dude who looks like Ryu, but he's not. Then we had First Class Trouble.
So this game I was trying to get my friends to buy when it first came out on Steam because I thought it looked cool.
Steam?
Yeah. It's just coming to PlayStation.
Yeah, this is the ship. This is a game that already exists, but it has less art. It's new and less and has less artistic charm.
Then what?
The ship.
What's the ship?
A game that was very popular with YouTubers back when they started to shift away from Call of Duty commentaries and more of like party game stuff. The concept of the game is that everyone on the ship is a hitman. You have a target and someone is targeting you, but you don't know who.
That's not First Class Trouble is Among Us.
I know it is.
Yeah.
But it is the same setting.
Well, yeah, but First Class Trouble, the setting is that it was a space cruise ship for rich people.
Okay, fine.
Is the lore, which I like. I think it's fun, and it's like kind of shitty.
It's just that they're both on ships that are supposed to look like old-timey, like, I'm on the Titanic.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Or I'm on a fancy cruise ship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, like, Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, so I wrote the ship, but new and less artistic charm. Also, it's Among Us.
Yeah. But I think this game's cool. Like, I've seen a bunch of gameplay of it, and I was trying to get our friends to play it. I would love to play this game with my friends.
See, the problem is
you can hug people in this one.
If it's on Steam...
Yeah.
Who knows if everyone's computer could run it?
Yeah, most computers can. It's not super.
It looked better. Like the trailer made it look better, but I'm sure you could drop the settings down to look like shit. But yeah. So most probably would play it. What's the price?
I think it's like $30.
See, that's also $30. Where like Among Us was like super cheap.
Yeah, but also this game has like character models.
The Among Us beans are modeled and they're characters. The colors all have personalities that I made up in my head.
No, but
this is my Among Us Sona.
This game has like 3D graphics and shit. Like it cost more to make than Among Us did.
Yeah, also Among Us was made on a 4-person team.
I think this is probably a pretty small team too, but
probably. But they actually had to. They probably bought the rights to use the Unreal Engine, unlike Among Us, where it was like we used Unity.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they
used the paid. But they did use the paid version of Unity.
Yeah, because it doesn't
doesn't have the splash screen.
Or actually, it could be a Flash engine.
I think it's funny that
because
Lost Judgment got rid of the pinball machine. And so did the Judgment remaster.
Good, fuck that one.
Yeah, but it's so funny. The pinball machine made me laugh so hard because the fucking game hard loads. The Unity splash screen goes up saying they use the free version of Unity. And then the fucking pinball machine starts. Which made me laugh so hard.
I literally think they were just like, hey, what if like we've never had pinball in any of the Yakuza games? Why don't we throw it in Judgment? And they're like, okay, throw it together really quick. Yeah. In like some free software, and then if we like it, we'll throw it into the game.
It works fine.
Then they were just like, "Oh, you made it too well in Unity, but we don't want to pay for Unity, so we're gonna pop it in."
Yeah, it works and looks fine, like in Judgment.
Yeah.
So again, like Unity is a great engine, and I think people shit on it because the free version has the big Unity splash screen on it.
It's because since it's a free engine.
Yeah, people drop bullshit.
Yeah, people do stupid shit with it, and then you think like, oh no, it's a Unity game. That means it's gonna look like shit.
Yeah.
Then it's like, no, it's a Unity game. It means one dude made it.
And like, I stand behind the one dude learning shit and putting shit out there because like that's how you get good.
Yeah.
So, but it's just it's bad.
So after First Class Trouble, we had the Divine Force.
The what?
That was the name of it.
Was it the Divine Force or was it Star Ocean 6 are you talking about?
It was called the Divine Force.
Hold on, let me Google it.
Oh my god. I'm going to be faster than you.
Alright, then you Google it. I'm not even going to try. Was it Star Ocean?
Star Ocean, the Divine Force.
Okay, there you go, Star Ocean.
I did not see Star Ocean as a title there.
When the Square Enix sign came up and I was like, okay, they're in space. It's probably Star Ocean, but I'm surprised there's a new Star Ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I
don't
know anything about Star Ocean.
Star Ocean has some really good games and some not so good games. I think 3 is considered the last good one. Is it 3 or 4 that has the twist ending that everybody hated? One of the Star Ocean games, spoiler alert,
for a game you probably can't play anymore.
I think it's you can play it. They did remaster a couple of them.
Okay.
So, but one of the Star Ocean games, the ending is that the entire universe of Star Ocean was an MMO, and all of the main characters are NPCs.
Stupid.
But then there's more games after that. So
I think they showed this game off too early.
Yeah, it's a little rough looking.
Yeah, it looked very choppy.
But it looked cool. I was like, hey, you doing action RPG and you got some space.
I'm sure it'll be like some sort of semblance of like open world stuff.
Yeah.
Perhaps a co-op thing. I don't know how the old ones work.
It's going to be like a little like... It's going to be a slightly more guided, less open world Xenoblade.
Awful.
But with real combat.
Okay.
Not weird MMO bullshit combat.
Yeah. And then after that, we got the last announcement, which is Little Devil Inside, which I guess they put this last because people are interested in it.
I think this game looks really cool still.
I think it looks cute, but the gameplay looks fucking slow.
Yeah.
It looks like you press fucking slash or whatever, and it takes like 3 seconds to do the hit.
It's supposed to be like Monster Hunter, but with a story and cute.
Monster Hunter has a story, and it's cute.
I mean, with like an actual story.
Monster Hunter Rise.
Monster Hunter Stories has a story.
Monster Hunter Rise also has a story. There's multiple campaigns. Only one is required to do. The other one you.
Do you know what I mean, though, or are you gonna keep being facetious?
I'm not being facetious. What do you mean?
All right. Anyway, yeah, Little Devil
Inside. What do you
mean? Oh, I do have something, Ian. Do you want to know what Batman villain you are based on your zodiac sign?
Sure.
Okay, what's your zodiac sign again?
Libra.
You're a Libra.
I don't know the rest of it.
That's okay. I don't know. I don't need the rest of it.
I'm a Leo rising.
Oh, you're Talia al Ghul.
Fuck yeah, I'm hot.
You've probably played the role of mediator many times before, Libra. People born between September 23rd and October 22nd are often the glue holding group projects, workplaces, and families together. Their empathy allows them to understand multiple points of view, while their even temper keeps them objective. Talia al Ghul is very familiar with this position, as she once raped Batman. No, but yeah.
Same.
It doesn't have that here, but yeah, she used to be more evil. I'm the Riddler, because I'm Virgo.
Gross.
How's that gross?
Because you're an annoying asshole.
Yeah.
All right. So, on to more news.
Yep.
A celebrity and then e-celebrity news.
Okay.
I'm not. Also, did you hear about Gus Johnson?
What about Gus Johnson?
You don't know?
What happened? What happened?
So his ex-girlfriend Sabrina.
Oh, they broke up?
They broke up months ago.
Oh, that's
She
sad.
put up a video about how she got pregnant like a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she had Emma explained it to us last night. I can't remember the medical term, but pretty much she got pregnant, but then the egg got fertilized in the tube and not actually in the thing. I can't
Not
remember
actually in the uterus?
Yeah, there we go. That word.
Okay.
So it's like when the egg gets fertilized in the tube, it's like the baby starts growing in the tube and can like kill you.
Yeah.
So she had to go to the hospital, and she was like, what if we just... And it was like hard to remove it, but then Gus got like abusive about it and was just like, you're going to remove it or I'm going to hate you for the rest of my life.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, but like
say.
this is like, he was like 22 or 23 at the time. Like, it's some young man shit.
It's still not
It's still
cool.
not great. But so she just made this whole video. She never names Gus, but it's quite obvious who it's about.
Yeah.
But then also, that's not even the worst part. Like, because I feel like everyone can have like a little fucking skit, like become an asshole in a scary moment like that.
Yeah.
It's that while she was in the hospital, because she was like dying on the hospital bed, with them trying to like get it out of her, Gus was out partying with like some fucking Comedy Central guys.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and she was like texting him. She's like, I'm scared. And he's like, yeah, I'll be there in a bit.
Yeah, see, that's not cool.
And then they were still together for a few years. And then I guess because of quarantine, it just all came out again.
Mm-hmm.
So she just talks about how it was a really hard time in her life. And then because as soon as the video was like uploaded, Gus like put out like a statement where he's just like, I'm stepping away from everything. All my tour dates are canceled. The podcast is done. See ya. So don't know where that's going to go.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. But then on the other side, somehow JonTron still has a fucking career.
Of course.
Yeah, because he's a white supremacist, but he goes like, but he makes like high production videos where he just shits on things. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
And
It's also weird that he's fucking Arabic and he's fucking...
Yeah, but
shitty.
that can become quite common with people who like their parents come here legally, and then they get money and then become like sort of like middle class.
Yeah.
And then they think like, if I'm like as an immigrant can come here
Yep.
and do good, then the rest of your excuses are fucked. And
Yeah.
JonTron,
They don't see themselves as like the lucky case. They see themselves as like the norm.
They see that it's like they think they're the example and not the outlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he's always, he fucking goes, he talks about like white genocide and all that, how he thinks it's a totally real thing.
Yep.
But now he's recently gone on Twitter and was just railing against the vaccines.
Okay. I have a question for you, Ian.
Yeah.
Do you think, because this is the question I always ask about the anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
Do you think that A, this is a person's actual views on the subject, or B, do you think this person's just a fucking grifter? And they're trying to cash in on the fact that it's very profitable to be anti-vax.
I think for JonTron, because of the way he went about it,
Yeah.
he sourced some new news articles I've never heard of. And I think this is just him being... What was the first option?
Do you think he actually believes it?
I think he actually believes it. So the thing he tweeted some anti-vax shit about them using dogs that they removed the vocal cords from for vaccine testing. And because he's like, they removed them because they were like torturing the dogs and they were tired of hearing them bark or something. Like a wail out in pain, so they removed their vocal cords. And I was like, yeah, that's definitely fucking fake.
No, that's not true. As someone who's received the vaccine, like it hurts a little bit for a day or so. Might make you sick.
Yeah, you get like some flu. You get like one or two flu-like symptoms, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, well, I've never felt that.
Yep.
But then, like, he says some vague shit. He didn't actually say it, but this is how it felt. Mm-hmm. He says, hey, get it yourself. Maybe it's a piece of shit bad thing to do, you fucking idiots who are getting mad that I refuse to get vaxxed.
Fucking JonTron.
Yeah. Which, that's, like, a very common... Like, that's how my brother thinks as well. Which is like, you guys can get vaxxed. You're all fucking stupid, but you shouldn't be getting mad at me that I'm not getting vaxxed. It's like, bro, I still have to wear a mask in the gym because you fucks won't get vaccinated. And wearing a mask at the gym is hard.
Yeah.
I'll wear a mask anywhere else. But when I'm in the gym, I'm like, God, wish I could take this fucking thing off.
Well, yeah, because you're panting and you get your fucking wet spit all over your own fucking face.
I'm fucking climbing up as well, and it's like, great, now it's like glowing into my glasses, and I have to like, I'm now at the point where, like, I clip myself in, I put one hand on the wall, and just pull my mask, like, down below my nose. So.
And then you spit on all the rocks.
Yeah. So then also, Nathan.
Yep.
Did you look at the notes I wrote?
I did.
Well, this might come as a surprise to you.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, he might be homophobic.
The guy who beat his wife might be homophobic.
And the guy who can't read?
Wait, he can't read?
That was an old joke where 50 Cent was like, I'll donate like $50,000 to your campaign, to like the charity of your choice or something. I think Floyd Mayweather has like his own like
charitable foundation or whatever.
Obviously, probably for tax purposes.
Yeah.
But like, he said like, I'll give you $50,000 in charity money if you send me a video of you reading 10 pages of Harry Potter.
That's funny.
And Floyd Mayweather just like immediately went on the attack. He's like, fuck you, man. Like, he never said he could read. He just calls 50 Cent a broke bitch or whatever.
That's funny.
So a fan ran into Floyd Mayweather at like an event.
Yeah.
And he saw that the guy had painted nails. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he was going to take the picture, saw that he had painted nails, and was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. And like pushed the guy away and was like, said some bad stuff to him.
That sucks.
Not surprising, but it sucks.
Not surprising. Also, I do have sympathy in me for like football players and boxers or whatever, where it's likely this person has had many concussions, and that can change your personality and make you a more aggressive, shittier person.
Yeah.
And I can feel bad for that person and be like, he probably wouldn't be homophobic if he didn't get his ass knocked out a few times.
I don't think Mayweather's ever been knocked out.
Not on TV, but you don't think ever? You don't think any head trauma could happen to him?
When you start young, it's normally because you get picked up really early, like Tyson did. Like, Mike Tyson's fucked up because of his brain.
Yeah.
Like, that's for sure. Like, literally, you could get... It's like, hey, this was like an 18-year-old who was just like, I'm just here to fight, but I'm going to fucking murder you.
Yeah.
To like, I raped a woman.
Yeah, right. Like it's like that doesn't like necessarily excuse the bad things they've done, but it like clearly is an explanation of some
like
sort.
The football players who like go out and murder people. It's like, you know what?
You're like, this person, it's CTE. Like, made them do that.
And then you're Michael Vick, and we're just like, we still hate you.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Well, because he got out, it was like expressly told like, when you do something bad to other people, you can blame CTE for it. Yeah. But when you're like, I want to watch, like with your own physical body. Yeah. It's like, oh, you're enraged because your brain doesn't work well.
There is a planning element to that.
If it's premeditated, go fuck yourself.
Like, I don't think personally Benoit like premeditated the murder he did.
I'm sure it was a crime of passion.
Like, it's fucked up what he did. He killed his wife and kid and then killed himself. Yeah. Like, and I'm sure that was CTE. Mm-hmm. Like,
how did Eddie Guerrero die?
I have no idea.
Wasn't it drugs? Stevie messaged me about this later. I'm not even going to Google
when this episode comes out on at 7 a.m. on Monday, Stevie, text him.
I get a message at 8 o'clock on like Facebook, and he's just like, Eddie Guerrero was a drug addict or something. Okay. So fuck you, Floyd Mayweather. Maybe.
Fuck
maybe
that
not.
Guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you are currently a homophobe, so unfortunately.
Yeah, fuck off. But also, I have sympathy for you because you probably have brain damage.
Yeah, fuck off. Maybe go get some help. If you're not getting help or don't do anything to help your body, go fuck yourself. Yeah. So, Halo Infinite put out a new trailer. Yeah. Did you see it at all?
No, I didn't because it's Halo.
But you know what's in the game now?
What is?
Air dashing.
I love a good air dash.
So it looks like for the campaign, you are going to have a...
jetpack? type deal.
like a skill tree thing, similar to like Doom Eternals or Doom and Doom Eternal, where you like pick up like those fucking Praetor coins or whatever, and you can slot them in and like, oh, you can make this shit better. So it looks like for Halo Infinite, you're going to be able to get like Spartan cores. That's what I read in the top. And you'll be able to upgrade stuff like the grappling hook that you get. Or there's one where it shows the thruster, where like he's fighting against this brute.
Is the grappling hook like sort of scripted, or can you just use it to get around all the time?
It's an open,
or is it just a weapon?
You can use it as a weapon. Mm-hmm. You can use it to swing yourself around. You can use it to, if you grip bigger enemies, you will get launched towards them. But if you use it on like a grunt,
they'll pull you to them.
Grunt gets pulled to you, and I think you get to throw it as well afterwards at people.
Ooh.
It looks like they're actually putting a lot of effort into the campaign.
Halo Infinite is the new Just Cause.
First person Just Cause.
Yeah.
Because it looks like the campaign is actually going to be the Destiny style thing that leaked a while ago.
The open world thing?
Yeah, where it's going to be open world where you go do missions. There's definitely going to be missions on the side and shit. But it looks like they're going to try and give you a reason to either keep the game. Like, if you want to get Game Pass to just play through the campaign and then like get rid of it.
The thing I was telling you where I was like, because Halo Infinite's multiplayer is going to be fully free.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you want the story, get Game Pass for 1 month, beat the story, and then cancel your Game Pass and play multiplayer. Blood, I'm
actually just paying for Game Pass.
Yeah.
So but like honestly, it's kind of, they're giving you more reasons to either buy the game straight up on Steam or have Game
keep
Pass.
It. Yeah, keep the Game Pass, because if they do sort of like the MMO style like events or just like free expansions or whatever, or free small mission packs, things like that, they can keep you hooked on the game.
Or like little daily things you can do where it's like you can get more of this.
And speaking of dailies and keeping people hooked on the game, did you see what Ubisoft's doing with Far Cry 6?
I did see that.
They send you threatening emails when you stop playing the game for a few days saying that you're letting the villain win.
Yeah, and it says, surely you can do better than this.
Which is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I dropped Far Cry 5 because I got bored of it. And, like, I got to a part where I was like, I don't want to repeat. I don't want to keep trying this thing.
Far Cry 5, it's just like, I finished...
And if Far Cry kept sending me fucking emails saying, like, the cult is advancing, I'd be like, fuck off.
You really need to go stop their military expert.
I'd call Ubisoft and I'd be like, are you putting this much effort into stopping the sexual harassment in your workplace?
Yeah, and also, Ubisoft fucking is... like... Somehow they keep putting out like, you know, well, not somehow, because they have fucking they have a million sub developers.
Yeah.
They have like that they can contract to, and then they have
have some really talented people.
They have their main house shit where they
have Montreal, they have Toronto, they all of them are abusive.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They're all abuse the shit out of them, so they make these 120-hour games packed with content, and then put out free content like dailies and shit every fucking week.
Because you need to get people hooked on the fucking game like it's an addiction.
Because they want, and then they have it so if you don't want to level up your character at all in like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you can like buy EXP points and shit. Like just skip playing the game. You can get gear that's better than everything else.
Well, it's not that skips playing the game. It's that they've made the game, but they've made the levels take longer, so you have to grind more so that you will want to purchase the XP so they make more money.
Yeah.
Instead of making the game more fun.
Marvel's Avengers.
Fucking... They said they wouldn't do paid upgrades for your characters. They said they wouldn't do that. They said all of the microtransactions would only be visual, like, costumes and bullshit.
And then they also did that
thing where they broke their fucking promise after this many months. And the game's already fucking bullshit.
And they made it for, like, where the grind from 40 to 50 was, like, actually super long again.
Dog shit, yeah. And on top of that, finally, apparently Guardians of the Galaxy is fine.
Yeah, I saw that. It's getting like good reviews.
Yeah, everybody's like, yo, this is really good.
A clip of Critical playing it though.
Yeah,
and he was like, they were talking for so long. It's just a scene where like Rocket will not shut the fuck up. He's like, I'm not going to touch the controller until they stop talking. And it's like a TikTok, so he like only sits there for a minute. He stops talking for a second,
Yeah.
And then he picks the controller back up to start moving again, and then he starts talking again.
That's funny.
So clearly there's like there could be some mechanic in the game actually, where since he talks so much and they don't want you to miss out on any of it, that the game just says, oh, if you're not moving by the time Rocket finishes the sentence, he won't start the next one, so you don't miss any of the amazing dialogue.
Yeah. Apparently, though, like the choices mattering like work really well as well. Like I was reading a review that was like doing certain things, like making certain choices or whatever, like come back in a way that's really emotionally resonant with these characters, which is cool.
Okay.
And hey, I'm not gonna be mad that game's good. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Apparently, the N64 emulated games on Switch suck.
Yes. They're bad. And they run like shit. They run worse than if you had like a Windows 98 computer.
Oh, I've only heard
64.
It's worse than Wii U.
Everything's worse than Wii U because there was nothing bad with the Wii U one, to be honest. Like you actually just got to play the game straight up.
Yeah.
Like that's where I played a couple of them. But there's glitches that happen for no reason. Like I saw a clip from someone playing Ocarina of Time where Link's torso just disappears.
Well, and I saw like they didn't let like stacked textures work on the water or whatever.
Yeah, and then like there's just a lot of fights are buggy. People are also being really nitpicky and being like the resolution's fucked up for some fights that make it look worse. And it's just like this is bad.
the reason why I think be a fucking nitpicker about it is they have an emulator already that works fine on the fucking Wii U.
Yeah, and then also like they definitely got these fucking things from other like emulator sites and stuff.
Yeah,
honestly, the emulator maybe even running on the Switch is just Project 64.
But if it was Project 64, it'd work better.
I know that, but they probably like toned it down or something, or like selected all the settings they thought would. Or
they just fucked it up.
Yeah, but then everyone's on Twitter. They want to dunk on Nintendo, and they're just like constantly linking to like fucking sites and shit where you can like go and emulate stuff, and it's like, guys, chill out.
Do that
because that's how we. It's literally the fucking old thing. That video that Wooly put out
about fan
10
games.
Years ago.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't shut the fuck up until it's done. Yeah. Don't say years in progress. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Which is what we have to do with emulator sites.
What you're going to have to do is you need to avoid C&Ds. C&D's nuts. But no, cease and desist letters. You don't want these websites getting fucking taken down. Look what happened to Emu Paradise, which was the best fucking emulator site. It had like no bullshit pop-up ads. There was like all the shit was vetted and didn't feel like it was a virus. Like all these other websites are way more sus, and that's like people fuck that up for us.
One pure good one left now.
Yeah. And you're not going to say it on the podcast because this is being broadcast online.
If you want it, fucking DM me. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And then I'll go look at your Twitter account and make sure it's old enough.
Yeah, and also make sure it's fucking not made up.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, lawyer. I want to see like when it says joined. So, just shut the fuck up. Don't fucking pimp it out. Also, you can just go to torrent sites and like search up like blank game and find the entire catalog. Yeah. Like one time I went on Pirate Bay and just searched like GameCube. And it gave me a torrent filled with every fucking GameCube game. I only took the ones I wanted, but...
Also, Brendan Fraser got cast in the Batgirl movie.
Yeah, I don't know who this is.
Firefly?
Yeah, I've never heard of this character.
Oh. Interesting. He's in the Arkham games.
It's Brendan... I fucking hate people taking pictures of Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Like, every single time Brendan Fraser takes, like, a professional photograph, I'm like, that looks like my dad. Like, he looks like he's got a father's body. Yeah. But then you see him in public and it's like...
Yeah, he's gained a good amount of weight.
Yeah, but...
But also, it's because his body's fucked up and he can't really work out the same way.
Yeah, well, he gained a good amount of weight, and then he lost a bunch of weight. He's been in stuff, like, not just Doom Patrol. He was, like... He played, a mafia boss's like enforcer on some like FX show, and he looked like good and intimidating in that. Yeah. But then it's like, man, like that guy is just trying to live his life. He's like a mid-50s-year-old man now. Yeah. It's not like he's like just hit 40.
Yeah, like I like Brendan Fraser. I like him a lot in Doom Patrol.
Everyone loves Brendan Fraser. If you don't like Brendan Fraser, you're a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Or if it's like you've heard the story.
Is he Canadian?
Yes.
Nice.
It's like if you heard this. Imagine if you like heard the story about Brendan Fraser like being abused.
Yeah.
Like on all fucking fronts, and then still going like, yeah, I don't like him that much.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's great as Robot Man, and I'm interested in seeing him be the villain for a movie, even if it is a straight to HBO Max movie, because I think he's cool.
Brendan Fraser is 52. He's from Indianapolis, but he holds Canadian citizenship.
Oh, okay. So he's not actual Canadian, not born here.
Well, it might be one of his parents, and then he might have moved.
Oh, one of his parents might be Canadian, but he's born in the States.
He's the son of Canadian parents.
Okay.
So his parents made a fucking mistake.
Yeah, why have your... I guess he's dual citizenship, so yeah, that's actually really useful to hold both citizenships.
Okay, so he's actually, like, his entire life growing up, he's born in Indianapolis.
But then he moved back to Canada.
He didn't move to back to Canada, but he has moved often during his childhood, and the places they lived are Eureka, Eureka, California, Seattle, Washington, Ottawa, Ontario, the Netherlands, and Switzerland.
What?
He attended Upper Canada College, a private boarding school in Toronto. While on vacation in London, he attended his first professional theater show in the West End.
Damn, so he grew up rich.
His parents are like journalists. Oh, his mother was a sales counselor and his father was a former journalist who worked as a Canadian Foreign Service officer for the Government Office of Tourism. Yep, pretty high up people.
Yeah.
Should mom put like lighting candles or something? My nose is working amazingly
today. She might be cooking
today.
Something. I know, right? What the fuck?
I like. You know when it started? I went to go. Ryan asked me like a question. He was like, or no, I was talking to Michael in the kitchen, and I was like on my phone, and the fucking thing popped up on the side that said it connected to Bluetooth. Yeah. And then I maxed out the volume and it went into my fucking Spotify, and the first song in there was like Two Pumps and a Quiver, which starts with like a loud scream. So I played it, and like Ryan's trying to like get ready to shower, and Ryan like does like a whole thing.
Yeah,
takes care of himself. Like I just hop in there and hop out. But he was like burning incense in the bathroom.
Wow.
And I like walked in. I'm like, God, what the fuck is that? He's like, it's incense. I'm like, did you leave it burning in your room? He's like, no, it's in here. And like since then, my nose is just working now.
I used my...
I want it to go away. This is overwhelming. My
Manscaped brand ball deodorant today.
I have that. Never used it.
Really?
No one's going down there.
Well, maybe tonight if I'm lucky.
Oh, yeah. Who? Every girl there has a boyfriend.
Bro, dude, you can see the fucking outline of my sack through my boxing shorts, and everyone's gonna be all over me.
If you think so.
It's just a fact. And I'm wearing a tank top. So you're going to see my arms, you're going to see my legs, you're going to see the outline of my shaft.
I'm going to be dressed like a father.
Yeah. Well, that might also trigger something in women.
They might want to impress me.
Yeah.
Whenever I feel like it, I might just slip into that fucking Kansas City boy accent. But
I thought you were going to say you just start negging people.
No.
But you already do that because you're just rude.
Like that. Yeah, I'm going to be incredibly polite the entire night, and everyone's going to turn around and have a better opinion of me.
And they're going to be like, wow, Ian's not being a fucking asshole today.
Yeah. Wish we had a dartboard.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it. I'm like, darts is fun.
I used to have a dartboard, but also it means the walls around that dartboard are
fucked. Well, that's why at the old house, in the garage...
Yeah.
They had the dartboard, but they had a massive piece of wood behind it. But I'm just like, guys, it's in the fucking garage. It's not like it's in the house. So,
but darts is kind of like less fun than it seems as somebody who
when you're bad at it,
have a dartboard,
which I am. Like I think about it and like that sounds like a fun game to play, but as soon as you put a dart in my hand and I fucking hit like
nothing,
a 3 5 times in a row, and I'm like, I fucking
see. The problem
this.
is I know the strats for darts, but I have not enough like hand-eye coordination to do it, and like that sucks.
Did you?
I know like just triple 20.
In Lost Judgment, did you go to the girls' bar yet?
Yeah.
Did you play darts against any of them?
Yeah.
If you play darts against fucking Emily, she hits triple 20s every fucking round. You actually have to win.
I beat her once.
Yeah, you actually have to win based off of like being better than her, or like having serene darts and shit, like the S tier darts, the ones that you like can hit pretty easily.
I got those because I got them from the fucking squirrel.
Yeah. Oh, did you play since we talked last night?
Yes, I did. I got the one you said.
Nice. So you got the Tiger Drop. Well, you have the ability to buy it. It's called like Tiger. It's called Dragon Crush or something in the Tiger style.
Okay, is it the one where if you hold square, you can just
No,
decimate
that's
a man?
Flux Fissure.
Oh.
That's a different move. I think you also get that from the
What,
scrolls.
okay, what is Tiger Drop? Because I know it's in every game, but I forget what move it is.
It's not in Yakuza 0.
Okay.
It is a move where it's like literally if you go watch like Yakuza like speedrunners and shit, they pretty much master this shit.
Yeah.
Where it's as you're about to get hit, you press triangle, and when it's Kiryu, he just like ducks down low and punches them in the gut. But if you see, like,
is it a move or is it a heat move?
It's a move.
Okay, I don't think I've ever intentionally used it.
It's hard to use. That's why.
Oh, okay.
You have to know when you're going to use it. And there's like a challenge in the gauntlet. I had to learn how to use it. Because there's one where you have to like, you're not here in the story yet because this happens in like chapter 12.
Okay.
But you get in a fight with a big guy and a bunch of people. But when you go do the challenge, you have to beat everyone in one shot. So all the small guys, you do that like move where you run at them and you jump over them and you can just press square and Yagami does that like back punch thing.
Yeah.
He hits them instantly and they go down. The big guy, you can EX boost, use heat moves all you want. Not going to work. You have to fucking Tiger Crush him. Or Tiger Drop him. And like that's when I learned how to do it and then I've just been using it. I did finish the game last night.
Okay.
That's how I beat the final boss. And I didn't.
The hold square move can also fucking decimate a man.
It's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. I could tell.
Yeah.
But,
you have it in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Judgment 1, you could kill almost any enemy one hit.
Yeah, and then also it gave you a massive fucking boost to your EX gauge.
Yeah. It was like busted as fuck.
Anyway, let's finish the news really quick.
Yeah.
Dune Part 2 is set for an October 2023 release date.
Yay.
Yeah. Cool. I saw a girl on TikTok who didn't register that at the opening of the movie it says Dune Part 1.
Yeah.
And she was like making TikToks ranting about like, how fucking dare they? This is like the Marvel Cinematic Universe bullshit where everyone's going to... you watch the first movie and you assume there's a second one that's going to answer your questions, or they only answer questions or only ask and don't fucking thing. And like everyone in the comments was like, yeah, because this is a 2-part movie.
Yeah.
And this is the first part. She's like, you're fucking lying. How would you know that? It wasn't advertised that. It's like, it's at the beginning. And she like made a TikTok of her like opening up on HBO Max. She's like, watch this. Look, it just says Dune and then it says Part 1. She's like, fuck.
That's funny.
Like, idiot. I noticed that immediately.
Yeah.
My hawk eyes through glasses.
Yeah. Through 2 sets of glasses.
Yeah, through 2 sets of glasses. Fuck 3D. I wish they had like 3D glasses that were like if
prescription 3D
glasses.
No,
not that. Like a thing where it's like a clip-on, but it just like hangs on the side here, or like just put like a fucking like full bar,
or
across.
just break it. Take the plastic pieces
make
out
a custom one
and
at home.
tape it onto your glasses.
And the thing is my frames are actually bigger than 3D glasses, so
then just be in the middle of your glasses frame. You just glue it on. Or yeah, take one home. Fucking get a second pair of glasses that you've glued 3D lenses onto.
that I bring to movies.
Yeah.
Only.
Fuck, I really want to see The French Dispatch and Last Night in Soho. Those are both out at our local theater now.
Honestly, probably could have gone yesterday because Emma didn't show up to my house till like pretty late.
What was going on? What did you guys do?
Painted my nails.
Oh, that's what she did?
Yeah.
She was saying she couldn't go Friday because I asked her after I asked you.
Yeah. No, she painted my nails, and
hmm.
then we also played the new Mario Party.
Nice.
Because that just came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Honestly, decent.
Yeah, I figure. I mean, it's a remaster.
It's
a remake.
It's a remake of the first 3 games put together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have a ton more maps. All the maps are more interesting.
Yeah.
You have all those mini games which you don't have to be like, you don't have to be on a Mario Party 3 map
to play Mario Party 3 minigames.
Yeah, so we played like
That's
a
great.
bunch of classic ones yesterday.
I'm sure it's fun. Yeah, so it's probably the best Mario Kart in the last
Mario Party.
5 years. Or Mario Party, sorry.
Yeah, me and Blake pulled John's. There was one where it was just like actually super simple, but it's just like it's whoever started first. Yeah. But it like is a 40-second mini game.
You know what I have never done on this show before?
What?
Is showed people what I do when I lay here most times. Yeah. Which is, and I'm not kidding, this is a real thing I do. I wonder if you'll be able to see it. So I pick up this pillow in my feet.
You can
and I
see it.
I play with it. This is how I say it, and I play video games.
I used to do that at my mom's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she always had like throw pillows. Well, when I didn't have a TV in my room and like had to resort to using the one downstairs. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like it helps your hand-eye coordination.
Oh. It helps with the fact that I have like a low attention span.
Yeah. It's like even sometimes during like Lost Judgment cutscenes, I'll just like go like I'll just like start looking at my phone,
and then you realize you can't tell what they're saying.
Oh no, it was mostly during the school cutscenes.
Oh,
because I do like some of those stories, but there is bad ones.
Well, that's why I just listen to a podcast or whatever while I'm playing those.
Yeah, same. I was listening to a lot of How Did This Get Made. Weeks.
Yeah, so we were talking about Lost Judgment, so we can that off, right? Or is there something
we can
else you
still
want
talk
to say
about some
it?
more because
we're basically in the middle talking about it.
Yeah.
So I'm on chapter 5.
You're on chapter 5, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm supposed to go interview a witness or whatever, or the victim of the
The first time or the second time?
The first time, I guess.
Okay, you see her again, but
okay.
Yeah, that's
the next thing I'm doing.
You're still in like the lead into the game,
dude. Yeah, well, it's because like the problem is in chapter 4, it's like now you can do fucking all sorts of side bullshit.
Yeah, here's the school.
I've done like more than half the side cases in the game.
Yeah, that was actually I know that's like how it always is, but usually I don't find them as quickly, or like I don't try to find them. I usually just let it happen.
Yeah.
But with Judgment, it feels like they all just got like pushed into my lap like pretty immediately.
Yeah.
So it was like I did a bunch, but then it felt like I was just beelining the story. But then I'm like, the only thing I was ignoring at the time was the school, because now that I understand the robot shit and being able to make it like fucking easier for me was great. Did you do that? The thing I told you? Yeah. And then did you beat it?
I haven't beaten it because I got to a point in the so I got to the point in all the school stories where it's like, go further in the main story, you dumb fuck.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Because there's like no character, and it's not like Yagami loses his job at the school. And
okay, so the thing that's weird is like, so it stopped the boxing club, and then I went further in the story by like going from chapter 4 to 5, and then it opened up the boxing club again for like 2 fights, and then it's blocked again.
Weird.
It's so dumb. So I just need to keep playing the story, but I'm like, every time I'm playing Judgment, I'm like, I don't want to do the main story. I just want to do side bullshit.
Which stories have you done?
So completely finished.
Which ones? Have you done all?
I've done all of them.
You have access to all of them.
Yeah.
I would say Girls Bite, like Girls Club.
Yep.
And the Photography Club, fucking worst ones.
Really?
Yeah. Because the Photography Club is just like
it's 3 missions. It's super easy and it's fun.
So boring.
It's fine. I like it, but I also like Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, but then the Girls Club thing where you like
also fine. It's just basically the hostess clubs.
It's just but like the fact is that you go in, you make friends with the girl, but then if you weren't optimal with your time, like I'm not saying if you get answers wrong or anything, where it's like
I've only fucked up one, and it's Emily because she asks you stupid questions.
She does ask you stupid questions.
She's like, "What's the name of that fucking guy who's only called by his last name?"
Yeah, like, "Oh, what's Mori-san's name?" And I'm like, "Well, he said it once.
It's Mori.
His last name is Mori, but I know his middle name is Happy. I don't know his first name, and I get it wrong every time."
I didn't even remember his middle name was Happy.
He says it in one line, and I'm like, "That's weird," and I just moved on. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like them. I think they were very uninteresting.
See, I think they're fine. I think the Photography Club is like pretty fun. I was like surprised that it's only 3 missions.
Yeah. When it got like the Robotics Club, like once I actually got into it.
See, here's the thing with Robotics Club. Knowing how to beat it and it being easier doesn't make it not boring and not fun for me. Like,
I just liked it.
I found it. I still think it's dog shit. It's a lot easier, but it's still dog shit.
So you did the thing where it's like you had the one guy go pick it up for you and the other guy kill, and then you just go place him until you hit the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still like garbage in a not fun game. Like I still would burn the Robotics Clubs to the ground.
I just personally have like an enjoyment of like you figure something out and you're like, well, now I'm busted.
No, yeah, I don't find it fun at all.
It's like when I found out for a while in boxing, all you had to do was thrust up and down.
You see, boxing's the most fun for me. Or skateboarding, I guess.
Skateboarding's like mid tier to me because it just feels like, because I went back to do one because I had to get like, I got all the free play passes so I could go to so I could just do the Paradise VR over and over again.
Okay, I think I have 1 or 2 of them.
There's 6.
There's 6?
Yeah. Most of them you just purchase from vendors. It's not like and you don't have to do mahjong for any of them.
Okay.
You have to do the casino, both casinos. You have to do the gambling hall and the casino.
Okay.
But if you just get like the tokens that like break it for you,
Mm-hmm.
I fucking went in and I did blackjack.
Yeah.
You can now, thank God, finally, for the first time in a Yakuza game, you can bet more than 100 chips in one fucking hand. Because that was my biggest problem in like Yakuza, every fucking Yakuza game, including like the previous Judgment game.
Yeah.
There is now a VIP setting where every bet is 1,000 chips. So if you go in there with like fucking like 1,000,000 yen, which isn't that hard to come across, like go do one run in Paradise VR, go to the casino, fucking buy like 5,000 chips, go to the VIP table and just keep doing max bet with the blackjack amulet on.
Yeah.
And I got like 50,000.
I need to get those amulets. I never use them.
I got like
the fucking casino was actually my least favorite because I kept losing the fucking Texas Hold'em.
You're supposed to lose the first one.
It took me 20 tries to beat her.
On the second one.
On the second one.
I guess I just got a good hand. I thought it was scripted.
I got garbage hand. I got multiple garbage hands.
I think I just assumed... You know what? I think I didn't get a great hand. I think I just assumed...
It was scripted?
It was scripted because the first one is entirely
too.
Scripted.
I assumed it too.
Oh, okay. So I actually just got lucky.
Yeah, you fully got lucky. It took me like 20 tries.
So then I went back afterwards when I was doing the blackjack thing.
Yeah.
Since I had a bunch of things, I'm like, oh, I might as well I have a lot to waste on the poker mini game.
Yeah.
And they also have VIP Texas Hold'em.
Yep.
So it's like, great. You can bet a lot faster. You actually, every hand is 1,000.
Yep.
And there's like a goal to win like 30,000 chips in poker. And you can do that off of one hand in the VIP thing if you get like if you get pocket, like a pair pocket.
Yeah. Pocket aces?
No, not pocket aces. Is it just like pocket card when you have like a pair?
I have no idea.
Like if I have two jacks in my hand.
I don't play poker.
Me neither. That's what I was hoping you did. So I had like a pair of nines.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. Every single time it came to me, I just kept raising. The pot got to like 50,000. And then there was two jacks on the board. And I'm like, cool. I just have to fucking hope that I have high cards.
Yeah. So you just have to hope your 9 is higher than everything.
And obviously I cheated. I would just save before.
Oh, smart. I never did that.
Yeah. I used to do that with Paradise VR and like First Judgment.
Yeah.
But now that I have all the free passes, I don't care.
Yeah. I got all the free passes in the First Judgment super easy.
Really?
Yeah.
One of them was from Mahjong, so I just never did it.
Was one of them from Mahjong?
I think
so. I
so.
don't remember that.
I don't know. Maybe it was some other minigame I hated.
I think if it was from Mahjong, I bought enough tabs to buy it.
Mahjong doesn't have tabs. You're thinking of... oh, you know what? It was from the fucking... the Japanese gambling games in the gambling den.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand them. Now I pretty much get them.
Yeah, I think
Not Mahjong. Mahjong's still confusing.
I think I bought enough tabs from the Japanese gambling den to just buy the fucking thing.
Yeah, I should have done that, but instead I was grinding for shit from Paradise VR so that I could go get hug bombs and try and get more SP. Hug bombs are fucking worthless in this game.
Yeah, because SP is plentiful.
Yeah.
I'm just wearing like that SP increase gear, and then you can buy SP increase from battles in the stats screen.
Yeah. I have it all. I have that all maxed out. I'm missing like 10 skills now at the end of the game. So
yeah, I don't have many skills.
But I didn't have that fucking boxing one.
They're super cheap.
The later ones.
Oh yeah,
there's a bunch at the bottom.
There's 3 or 4 that are actual expensive.
There's like 6,
it's
and
6.
one of them is like worth 80,000.
Yeah.
I'm just not using it. I did like the boxing style for a while. I think it's fun. It is fun, especially when you fucking uppercut people and you can juggle them in the air. It's funny, but then I just I fell back to my old love. The tiger style is still the best.
Okay, I know you love the tiger style. I think the snake style is still the best. But I'm like grinding up the tiger style because I realized that like if you look at your completion list, it's like tells you how many enemies you've killed.
Yeah.
And I've maxed out the snake style, but I didn't even have the first one for any of the other two style.
Yeah, I was working on the crane style for a while. So I just found like
it's not that it's like the crane style's dog shit or this one's dog shit. The crane style's good. They're all good.
There's
I think the snake one's like really good.
The final 2 like battles in the gauntlet are against the last 2 bosses.
Yeah.
And the one where one of them you have to use the fucking crane style.
Yeah.
But you also have no health. and the guy has a weapon that causes bleed. So, like, you have very, like...
That's why you use the jump, Ian.
He can hit you in the air.
Can he? I thought when you're in the air...
You don't get iframes.
Oh.
It's just that a lot of characters punch low, and this guy, like, swings at you. And also has, like, tracking moves and stuff.
That sucks.
But, like, and also you do, like, no fucking damage. It's, like, really hard. But I find what the real value is with Snake Style. The thing Snake Style is missing that Tiger Style and Crane Style has.
Yeah.
If you EX boost and just start pressing like triangle. You like with Tiger
you can
Style,
just keep...
you get those like rapid punches where you can end it with like that flip kick that Kiryu used to be able to end all his combos with.
Yeah.
And you can go into a heat move where Yagami, after he has just knocked the guy off his feet with that final hit, does like a fucking head spin, gets back on his feet, sees the guy still falling, lunges forward and punches him again, and does like extreme damage, and it's like real good of taking down like mini bosses. Yeah,
but I think the big improvement that Snake Style has over the other ones is the EX surrender moves, which are really good.
It's just that like the EX, all the enemies that I could EX surrender, I could just get rid of them faster. With
a regular heat move?
With Tiger Style. No, I don't even use heat moves. Heat moves suck. Heat moves in Lost Judgment feel so fucking long.
Most of them I think are fine, but there's some really long ones.
I hold L2 for like majority of the fights.
What's L2 do?
L2 disables all heat moves.
Really?
Yeah, so if someone's on the ground and you want to like... Okay, you know that fucking one heat move you can do where you get knocked on your ass? I don't know if you have this unlocked. Where Yagami does like...
That one's really long, yeah.
Yeah, it's really long and it's not satisfying and doesn't do enough damage. But there's like a bunch of get-up moves, but you can really only use them...
when you don't have heat.
If you don't have heat. And I didn't even fucking know this until I was doing like one of the boxing things. And it tells you then, if you press L2 while you're on the ground, it disappears it. So you can press L2 and then triangle and you'll do the get-up moves.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a lot of times I just hold down L2 because heat moves feel like in all the other Yakuza games have always felt to me like I'm having trouble against this guy. I'm going to heat move him. I want to like get a lot of his health out of the way. Where I'd rather actually just straight up beat the shit out of somebody.
See, I like heat moves.
I like them. I think they're interesting. I think they're fun. I think the ones in Lost Judgment are just really fucking long.
So, okay, most of them are fine.
Yeah.
Like the regular on the ground ones, most of them are fine.
Also, I will not elaborate right now because you'll see it eventually. Yagami is too much of a superhuman.
Yeah.
There is things he does where like if like Kiryu couldn't even do that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, or like, you know how Yagami does like a lot of parkour stuff?
Yeah.
Kiryu, at least, like, the craziest one Kiryu ever does in regards to
Kiryu is less of a parkourman than Yagami. That makes sense, because Yagami is canonically less tough than Kiryu.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah, but then it also feels like they're saying, like, no, he's not.
Oh, shit.
Yagami feels like he's more powerful than, like, every fucking Yakuza protagonist. And, well, it's like, okay... Whatever.
Is Takuya Kimura or whatever the guy's name is he trying to gact it where he's like, yeah, I'm actually the coolest guy in the franchise because I'm a real actor and I think celebrity.
Honestly it's a fucking Vin Diesel situation.
Yeah.
I can't look bad in your games. It's the reason why he dances and doesn't do karaoke.
I thought he didn't do karaoke because he was an actual singer.
Oh, you know what? That's actually possible. I forgot about that. So that means he probably does have a good singing voice.
Yeah.
I thought I was looking at it from the perspective of, you know how it's like the guy who voices Kiryu can sing.
Yeah.
The guy who voices Akiyama can sing. Like, literally kind of everyone is like a really good singer in that franchise, except for the guy who plays Majima. Except I think he's hamming it up because he's like, Majima wouldn't try to sing. Yeah. Majima would try to have fun. But then you get like Ichiban. And, like, the other guys in, like, Yakuza 7, it's like, these dudes cannot sing.
Ichiban can sing.
Not really. He does a lot of talk singing. It's just that it's in Japanese, so he just kind of, like, let it go. But, like, Kiryu's got them pipes. Akiyama's got that fucking gorgeous voice. Sajima's got a good baritone. But then, like, you know... I think that... Okay, that's the problem with fucking Yagami. The guy who plays Yagami. He has too much power...
Yeah.
His agency has too much power over what happens with these fucking games. Like, I know, like, that's the reason why they won't get ported to PCs, because the agency says you're not allowed.
I was going to say, like, Yagami Detective Agency? Because I was going to say, in the lore of Yakuza, they're small scale.
I meant, like, the fucking, like, the production of the game.
The actual, not the production, but his agent.
His agency and their involvement and stuff. Yeah. It's like, he feels like, he gets his ass kicked, but he always gets fucking back up, and it's like he's at full power still. There's a ridiculous one later on, where, like, he's like, you should be, like, a corpse on the ground. Like, yeah, damn. Kiryu's done the same thing.
But Kiryu is basically, like, not a person anymore.
Yeah, but also, like, think about it in Yakuza 2.
Yeah.
Where, like, you're shot...
Well, he had
like,
two games in a row, he gets stabbed at the end.
Yeah, he gets stabbed in the end, but then he still gets up and you finish the fight.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's supposed to just be the... And that's the final moment, though, where it's like, oh, clearly, this man who has been shot in the chest and, like, stabbed through the gut and has, like, almost been fucking murdered, like, uses adrenaline and, like, finally beats the bad guy. But then he's sitting on the ground and he gets, like, helped away from the fucking scene later on. Mm-hmm. Where Yagami, like, gets his ass kicked for, like, 3 hours straight in a cutscene. Mm-hmm. And walks, and then he fights again. Like, you don't have it. They don't do like, oh, you have half health or something, or you're at near death. It's like, no, you're at full health still. Yagami just want him to feel cool all the time, and it bothers me.
Especially in Lost Judgment, because I feel like it was less like that in the first one.
In Judgment, he like was more of like a runner.
Yeah, he seems a lot more like a loser.
But because there's more of a, I don't know if you've gotten this, but like, you know, you have a bigger party now.
Yeah.
In quotations, like before you just had Kaido, and Kaido's like, you can't bring Kaido to everything because he's gonna run, but then you get fucking Sugira, and Sugira is a runner, so he would normally run away and you guys would fight. Yeah, but now it's like you got Kaido, Sugira, and you got Tsukumo, who doesn't go anywhere, but you know, it's still a guy helping you out who can like, give you tips. And you've
got the fucking handyman guy sometimes.
Kawana, yeah, he's like there for a bit, but then you get Best Boy.
Yeah.
Higashi! Love that guy. Mm-hmm. He's like, have you met him again in Lost Judgment yet?
No, which one is he?
He's the guy with the glasses who runs the arcade. He's like, he hates...
they talked Yagami. About him, and they were like, he exists. Do you want to go visit him? And Yagami's like, no.
No, Yagami doesn't say that. Yagami says that guy doesn't like it when I try and be friendly with him.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a big part of his story in Judgment 1. Yeah. Is that he thinks that
the problem with Judgment 1
for leaving.
The problem with Judgment 1 and Yakuza 7 is that I get the like backstory of the main characters and their families mixed up because they're like kind of similar.
Are you sure?
Because like
I wouldn't get considered Yagami confused with fucking Ichiban.
No. I mean like
Kaido and Ichiban?
No. I mean like, you know, Yagami has his Yakuza father who raised him.
Yeah, kinda.
And so does Ichiban, and so I get the parts
Ichiban
of
had
that
his real
backstory.
Father as well. Well,
his real dad is his Yakuza dad.
Yes, no, but he also had the guy who ran the soapland,
right? That
did raise him.
Yeah,
along
but
with
I just mean and Yagami had his lawyer dad. Like, I mean, like, they're both characters with two dads, and one of them's a Yakuza.
Oh yeah, he does have his lawyer dad. He has his lawyer dad and his Yakuza dad.
Yeah,
and Ichiban had his soapland dad who dies.
Yeah,
and then he replaces him with his biological father, but
who he didn't realize was his biological father until he died. Mm-hmm. That was stupid. I stand by that being really dumb.
That is his dad.
That plot line, yeah.
I think it's like of course, as soon as they reveal it, it's like death flags, just like everywhere. Yeah.
They reveal it after he dies.
No, I know, but like the scene where he's like saying how he kind of wishes that he had a son like him, and it's like, oh my god, that was the moment where like, oh no, that is it.
Oh,
they are children.
See, I was from the moment that he got it out of the locker, I was like, he got the wrong kid.
You know what I wish it was? I think it's stupid that someone had the same idea.
Yeah.
I really wish it was that the young master is actually like a year older than him, and in his grief, he went and fucked like a prostitute at like a soapland and knocked her up. I wish it was that. But instead, it's this other shit. Where it's like, miraculously, there was 2 babies.
It's funny, though.
Yeah.
I also think it's like a part of a weird thing where it's like, yes, characters whomst are born of evil people are evil.
Yeah, because Rio's actual father is the evil asshole who tries to murder you a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the story for Yakuza 7.
I think it's a good story.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I think
there are
just,
stupid elements.
I think it's the most fantastical one.
I think the locker room swap is much like the rubber bullets. Like, they're both just as stupid.
Yeah.
They're both really dumb.
The thing that sucks about rubber bullets, actually, it felt different for me. Because you didn't know about rubber bullets, but you knew about the massacre if you played Yakuza after Yakuza 0 existed. So I played Yakuza 0, and then, like, 4 games later, I finally get to see... Oh, no, it never actually happened. But I got to see it twice.
Yeah.
It wasn't how it is in 4, where it's like... this guy's a fucking cold-blooded killer 30 minutes later with rubber bullets.
Yeah.
And then the actual villain went and murdered everybody.
I do love him with all the guns, though. I think that's cool.
I
think it's cool.
It's very piratey.
Yeah.
Because he has a bunch of revolvers, like how pirates used to just carry like 4 guns. I'm like, I got 4 shots. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you start playing through more
on TV.
Main story.
Okay. No, I can't. We were talking.
Yeah, I hope maybe next week you can have more done of it so that we can talk.
I for sure will.
The story's about to speed up really hard, actually.
Do you want to hear about movies next or comics?
Actually, I'm gonna piss and grab some more water. Then we can
piss in your cup and then drink it. Pee in that red cup and then drink it.
Yeah, but I still have to get up to go do that. So
coward. I'll talk about movie.
We can talk about both.
You ever heard of a good old film called Halloween from 1978, directed by John Carpenter?
No.
Well, Halloween tells the story of a young woman named Laurie Strode, who is played by Jamie Lee Curtis, who is a babysitter on Halloween night, and at the same time, Michael Myers, a person who murdered his family members as a child at 8 years old, is now an adult, and he's escaped the mental facility that he's being held in. It is among the first slasher movies ever made.
Among Us?
It's among the first slasher movies ever made, and jump-started the franchise. Obviously, you got to shout out the 74 Canadian film Black Christmas, also being an inspiration. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's like that. Every single fucking time. My mom's like, Black Christmas is the greatest fucking horror movie ever made. I'm like, shut up. Leave it alone.
It's fine. It's a good movie.
She like wants us to watch it like every Christmas.
Has she seen the new one?
Probably not. My mom doesn't watch movies anymore. She watches TV shows.
New one's supposed to be good. But yeah, Black Christmas is cool. But yeah, Halloween is really dope, and it actually really holds up. And I loved it, and it's great, and I want to make other people watch it. It's really cool. The music's great. It's also by John Carpenter. He did his own music for the movie. So like the Halloween music,
Perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure I do if you heard it, but...
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite kill? Does he just slash? Like, only stab?
Mostly does a knife. I did like how he pretended to be that girl's boyfriend. It was fun.
Oh, wait.
He dressed up as a ghost but puts the glasses over it. Which is funny.
He doesn't do any, like, weird sex stuff, right?
He does not. He goes up to her and she's, like, trying to be sexy. And then he just goes up and like stabs at her.
Okay.
But it's funny. It's which is weird because most of the movie it's not Friday the 13th. It's not like that goofy.
Yeah, where Friday the 13th is goofy, and then also like Jason kills you in goofy ways.
Like Halloween 1.
Ways. Like
Halloween 1 is like pretty straightforward. Like it's legit creepy, but like Michael Myers, it's kind of the only inclination that Michael Myers is like. It's one of a couple inclinations that Michael Myers is like has intelligence at all, like, and isn't a machine meant for murder.
Okay.
The other thing is that he drives a car.
It's like he's doing it intentionally versus like the modern ones where it's more like, no, he's just a fucking supernatural entity who's killing people.
So the thing I like about Michael Myers is that you don't know if he's supernatural or not. Because on the one hand, much like Jason, it seems like he might be able to teleport, but also, like, canonically, and I think this is annoying, because, of course, game theory, my fucking, again, guilty pleasure, because I like terrible things.
Everyone has theories.
Yeah. But also, like...
We spent, like, the first fucking 10 minutes I was here talking about a One Piece theory.
Yeah.
That you were just like, yeah, you're talking right now.
Yeah. I'm like, I have no possibility to understand this.
I have another one that I actually came up with.
Yeah. Do you think Luffy can or can't come?
I believe he can.
Okay. Do you think...
I think he's asexual.
Okay, here's my second question. So, Luffy drowns when he's in water at all, right?
Yeah.
He, like, dies immediately when touched water.
It has to be seawater.
Okay, because I was going to say, do you think he can eat pussy?
If he does it from up top, yeah. No one can sit on his face.
Because he'd immediately drown.
Yeah. Because we don't know. Assumably,
yeah,
every part of his body can stretch.
Mm-hmm. Including his tongue?
That means his tongue. But also, it seems like he needs to have some sort of force to let it stretch.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's like, with stretchy arm, you just assume it's like reaching, and then you could just reach further.
Yeah.
Or like punching, and you just punch further.
The first time he stretches is because he eats the gum fruit that Shanks' crew had, and then he gets Shanks like picks him up to like say spit it out, and like as he's like holding Luffy up, the rest of it falls. So gravity takes control. So it seems like it's more of a muscle thing. To, like if you
does that mean that Luffy can't really be in the air at all?
Oh, he can float. Well, it's your own body weight sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's
what I was
like
saying
if he
is
goes
like
into the air,
is like if Luffy had a jetpack, he couldn't fly. It would just take his torso away, and his legs would be on the ground
unless he flexed.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's more of a muscle thing. So, like, if he's intentionally, like, technically, I think his arms should be like falling and dragging because of the weight of his hands and all that. But if you're just like doing this or just being conscious of like where your arms are, he's going to be able to move them around. But whenever he throws like a punch, he doesn't just like do this and like go extendo gum gun pistol. It's like he reaches back and like he throws a punch and throws his fist.
Yeah.
So technically, the reason why his fist goes so far is based off of how strong he's throwing the punch. So that's what I've been thinking recently.
Yep.
Can you finish talking about Halloween though? Because I don't want to interrupt you.
I was gonna say the thing about Jason from the other one, from Friday the 13th, he can't teleport. Like, he does not have that ability.
It's just
he's just simply there or not there because that makes it scarier.
I think there was like an old college humor or just like early internet, like when there was a bunch of like college age people doing sketch stuff.
Yeah.
Where it was like they showed like the guy from Texas Chainsaw, fucking Halloween, Jason, like the characters that you only see menacingly walk. It's that like when the person's like looking back, like, is he chasing after me? He starts walking, but then as soon as they put their heads back forward, he starts sprinting. But then he sees their head start to turn around. He's like, then starts walking again.
Michael Myers, you don't even see walk that much.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's just standing there.
Well, that's
which
where
is
the
even
fucking
creepier.
meme of like the person like looking. I don't know if it's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Because I think it's from not one of the ones where she came back for.
Okay.
Where they like look out their window and she's just straight up standing in like their laundry, like outdoor, like.
That's from the first one.
That's from the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she just like looks at it. He looks so stupid out there. But then she like looks back and he's like gone.
The music, as is true, music and editing sells horror. Because like things can be silly.
Yeah.
Right? Without it. But like with the like the Halloween theme is like creepy as fuck. So it's great. I like that movie a lot.
So
you're gonna talk about One Piece?
Yeah, just really quickly. I just have a theory.
Okay.
I think Zoro, the guy with 3 swords.
Have you said this before that you think he's eaten some kind of fruit?
No.
Okay.
There's something about him where he's definitely has some special background.
Yeah.
But I think he is the weakest. Like, there's the 3 strong guys on the crew.
Yeah.
Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro. I think Zoro is the weakest of them.
Yeah.
Because he gets injured the most.
Okay.
He seems to be training the most. Like, whenever it's like their downtime, they're between an island, Luffy's fucking sitting on the head of the Going Merry or the Thousand Sunny, like, just staring out, or he's fucking with Usopp and Chopper. He's just partying. He doesn't train. The first time you see Luffy training is in the time skip.
Right.
And then same with Sanji. Sanji was a cook on a restaurant filled with cooks that couldn't work anywhere else because they were too violent.
Yeah.
And he was raised by the guy who opened the restaurant, who was a former pirate who was famous for kicking people. That's where he gets his fighting style from. So he had, and then whenever they're in between islands, Sanji is cooking.
Yeah.
But if you go look at Zoro, he's constantly lifting weights. He's doing ridiculous training. There's like one scene in the Thousand Sunny when they kind of made like the outlook part, like, you know, that big
crow's nest.
Yeah, the crow's nest. They made the crow's nest into like a whole fucking like small room, and they just pretty much say this is Zoro's room where he lives because he's always in the crow's nest. But they gave him like weights, and he's like doing handstand push-ups with like ridiculously huge fucking barbell weight on
That's
it.
funny.
And it's like, yes, he's constantly working out. He's trying to still look powerful, but every single time it's like Zoro and Sanji cannot beat Luffy. He is stronger than both of them.
Okay.
But Zoro and Sanji are evenly matched. But Sanji never fucking trains.
So maybe the question isn't like is Zoro just weak because he seems to be working his ass off. It's there may be something else that makes Sanji strong.
There is. And they recently, they revealed that Sanji, like a few arcs ago, the current One Piece, they revealed that Sanji is actually a prince from a
Vegeta.
Almost. Sanji is a prince from a scientifically advanced kingdom.
Yeah.
Where the army for that kingdom is actually all clones who don't know they are clones.
And he's one of them.
No, Sanji is the third son. That's why his name is Sanji. His younger brother is Yanji.
His older brother is Ichi.
And then there's the the second one.
Yeah.
Ichi. It's Ichi, Niji, Sanji, Yanji, and then their sister who was born before all of them and doesn't have the naming convention. But Sanji.
So his brother is Yonji, not Shiji. Because there are two names for four, Yon and Shi.
It's Yon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know why, but I know the reason why 4 is unlucky is because Shi and Shin sound the same.
Yeah. So Sanji, his two older brothers are like genetic freaks. They don't have emotion. They don't have empathy.
Okay.
So they're trained to be like perfect weapons. So they like enjoy what they do, but they're
play
murderers.
Play that like Alex Jones clip. The like I'm a series of clips.
Oh yeah,
like
Sanji's the I'm a liberal.
I'm a liberal.
Yeah. So Sanji
I'm a genetic freak is one of them, and like I'm a Canadian is one.
Honestly, Sanji would go for all of them because because he found out he's also now a genetic freak.
Okay, but there was also there was one that's like I'm a blank and I'm ready to kill.
I'm a man and I'm ready to kill or something.
I think that's what it is.
So Sanji was born. His two older brothers were born with powers, but they were all fucked up and their mom hated it. So she went secretly to the doctor who did it. She's like, just give me one normal son, please.
Yeah.
I need something to feel normal around me. But then because of that, Sanji's dad, who is named Judge, gets pissed off, like does something to her. Like she's gone. I think she gets thrown in prison or something. Because obviously this is a bad marriage.
Zuko's mom.
Then because of that, actually, yeah, very similar. Sanji is abused by his two older siblings and his one younger sibling, with his sister just kind of like watching off.
If you get abused by your younger sibling, you're a fucking loser.
Well, it's because his younger sibling gets born with powers and Sanji is born as a normal person.
Yeah.
So they try to kill him or something. He like runs away. That's how he ends up at the chef's restaurant. And he learns to get a love for food where that didn't exist in his homeland because it's a very scientific, cold place. But now, all these years later, Sanji gets like a gift from his father.
Yeah.
Because they kind of were like, he's still, it's not the whole like, I forgive you, Dad, for the abuse you gave me. It's like, I am not willing to kill you and you're staying the fuck away from me. And he's just like, that's fine with me. Our goals don't align, so who cares? And it's like, but he gives him a gift of like a suit. Turns out Sanji had the chemicals inside of him to make him a fucked up person the whole time, like to give him superpowers. And that's kind of why he can like spin in place and his leg catches on fire and it doesn't damage him. Mm-hmm. But the suit, after he put it on, activated his bullshit.
Yeah.
And there's like a scene where he was like fighting one of the big bosses of the current arc.
Yeah.
And the dude like breaks his neck, like his head is like at a fucking right angle. His like leg is broken. He's walking around. He's like, no, I don't want to be a monster. Like he doesn't want to be like his siblings. So there's definitely something with Sanji. But like Zoro's just like a guy who decided to put a sword in his mouth because his childhood friend fell down some stairs and died. And it better fucking stay that way. Like, I hate these shows where it's like, oh no, everyone's super special. Like Naruto.
Yeah.
Where Naruto was supposed to be actually no one, but then at the end they're like, no, he's the son of the fourth Hokage.
By the end, it was like he had all these people watching over him.
He's the
like,
reincarnation of fucking Ninja Jesus' children. Like, fuck you. But like, Zoro was just a guy.
Yep.
And it's like, he's the fucking Rock Lee of the show. He's like, hard work proves that you're good.
But Zoro's cooler because he has 3 swords.
Yeah, and he puts one in his mouth.
Yeah. Does he actually hit anyone with the one in his mouth?
Yes.
Is the thing I always said, because I'm like...
It's more like the moves he does incorporates the sword. There's one he does called like Ashura, where he clones like 3 of himself, and they all like out of his back, like 2 arms that come out of each shoulder, and there's like another head on the side. Like, it's like his head gets like 3 heads attached at the back.
Okay.
And it becomes like a cyclone of blades. And then he has like stuff where he only uses 1 sword. He has like a bunch of different techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my theory, is that Zoro is at the beginning of the series the weakest one. And I'm starting to look correct, because Luffy literally does not put in effort into any of his fights until like episode 400.
And he still wins most of them.
Yeah. And then episode 500, then by like the Marineford arc, which is like the final arc before the time skip, he like needs to get training because he's actually surrounded by people who are better than him. But it took like 30 arcs until it was like, you've met your match. It's more like his lack of experience is what causes him to have trouble in fights.
Nice.
Like at the beginning, it's like him just getting mad. Like someone could be like, oh, he had a hard time against Captain Kuro. And he's like, yeah, because he was like, he thinks pirate crews are all friends because he was raised around Shanks' family, like crew. And he was like, yeah, Shanks respects all of his crew and treats them like brothers. But then he meets this guy who's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking kill my own crew so I can have a peaceful life now. And Luffy's like, whoa. And it shocks him. That's why the only reason he gets hit.
Yeah.
Then he rocks him like a second after. So, yeah. One Piece, people talk about power scaling in that show. It's more like the power was just... It's like the villains needed to scale.
Yeah.
Luffy just needed experience. He didn't need more power. Because I thought about this because the villain of the Alabasta arc, this dude named Crocodile, is supposed to be like super powerful, but Luffy beat him at the like close to the beginning of his story. Mm-hmm. But he's like on par with a bunch of the guys at the war arc at the end. And it's more like Luffy beats him because he doesn't understand how to fight a guy who, when you punch him, your fist just goes through him because he's a Sandman. Mm-hmm. And then also, like, that dude underestimates him because he's like, look at this fucking loser. He's rubber.
Right. And also, like
19 years old.
A lot of people, when they think about characters, have, like, explicit tiers where it's like, oh, if I can be... If this guy beats that guy and I beat the first guy, then I'm stronger than both. But that's just not how it works in real life.
Because it's like, say, Luffy would probably lose to, like, a top-tier swordsman, but Zoro would probably beat him because they both use swords and he wouldn't get, like, fucking sliced as much.
Or, like, Spider-Man beats Sandman all the time, right? And then fucking... You know, some other guy could beat Spider-Man, but that doesn't mean he could beat Sandman.
Yeah.
Type deal. You know?
Where something like Dragon Ball Z, I think you could make that argument.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z works on this explicit scale where it's like, you are stronger than someone or you're not. Mm-hmm. And that's how you win fights, is by being stronger.
Yeah, there's no technical part.
Dragon Ball Z is a JRPG where it's just literally your level. Like, it's just that shows whether
Dragon
or not
Ball
you
Z
win.
has no thoughts, head empty.
Yeah.
One Piece is actually, like, some thoughts. Mm-hmm. Because there's fighters in One Piece that are entirely technical.
Exactly.
Or, like, or their devil fruit just makes them, like, hard to hit.
Arxis, when are you making a One Piece fighting game?
Yeah.
Or a P5 one or a
or just another new Persona one.
Yeah,
because not just P5. Like get some of the old characters in there.
Well, they would anyway.
Yeah,
because it's just easier. You
also,
just fill up slots with characters that are already made.
Yeah,
they're not gonna not do that.
Not put out a fucking 8-person fighting game.
Yeah,
because what? Oh, we could have yeah, you can fight against as Shadow Say. Actually, 1 second. That one would be kind of cool. But every other villain
hard to
in the game,
play the game one-handed.
Yeah, it would be. Cheeks be out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So fucking perverts on the internet, of course, I've been looking at Nami in the more current arcs of One Piece, and they just decided since the time skip, Nami has never put on underwear. Because she wears some of these dresses where it's just full, that goes real high slit on the side.
Yeah.
On both sides.
And you don't see your panty
There's
line?
nothing, yeah. So. And Brooke, the old perverted skeleton man, doesn't ask her anymore. Probably because
they fucked.
He's a skeleton.
Yeah, you could bone her.
You could probably finger her with his fucking bone hands. Yeah.
I think that sounds grosser than just having regular sex with
He just has he just takes a bone, he just pops a random bone out and he's yep, here it is.
Yeah. But I think, I don't know, there's something about a finger bone that is more upsetting than just a penis.
I think it's because it gets sharp at the end.
That too.
Yeah.
There's many reasons, but many of them upsetting. Also, arguably the knuckle, because there's a distance between the bones there.
Yeah, that's something that doesn't make sense about Brooke actually, because he's just a skeleton man. Yeah. There's no reason, one, he should not have hair anymore. Two, why is his shit sticking together?
Yeah.
It's quite literally, it's it's because it's magic.
Yeah, I mean, it's just magic. That's fair.
He has a devil fruit, so that's
how all skeletons work. It's just magic.
His actually is kind of fucked up, and it sucks that he didn't find his body for so long, because they just kind of revealed, offhandedly, it's even if Brooke's body is destroyed, physically destroyed, his soul can leave his body and go possess something else. So he's actually immortal. I was going to say,
skeletons in video games shouldn't be able to hit you very hard.
That's necromancy. Oh.
Because they have no muscles.
You're right.
So they can't swing something particularly fast.
Mm-hmm. If I'm naked, they should be able to hurt me. But if I'm wearing a suit of armor, I should just bounce off.
They don't have a lot of torque they can put into something.
So what else did you watch this week?
I was gonna actually do the first half of the comics and then talk about the other thing I watched.
Okay, first half of the comics, or just do the comics?
Just do the single issues and then do the
Okay.
Trades. Don't worry, there's not as much there because a lot of that is just the
I
same
can tell that
okay.
the first 4 are exactly the same thing.
Okay. So first up, we're going to talk about Batman the Long Halloween special. So this is a special, one issue but pretty big, follow up to the classic Long Halloween / Dark Victory story by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. And this is kind of a little sequel that kind of fits the loose ends and just kind of celebrates the series, and it's really great. I liked it quite a lot. We got Aquaman the Becoming, or Aquaman Becoming, as I prefer to talk about it. So this is a story about our boy Jackson Hyde becoming Aquaman, and in this he's kind of a fugitive and he's on the run, and people hate him because he's part of a different area that is part of Atlantis, but that most Atlanteans don't like and are xenophobic towards people from there. So he becomes he gets sort of framed for planting bombs and blowing shit up, and so now he's on the run from his own people. It's a good story. I'm really liking it. We got Aquaman, Green Arrow, Deep Target.
The two blonde boys doing what blonde boys do.
Yeah, well, see, because these characters both turned 80 but aren't important enough to have their own shit, so they have to share a fucking series.
That makes sense.
Which sucks because I like both these. I like Green Arrow. I'm a Green Arrow apologist, so I think he deserves more respect. But anyway, the plot of this story, as it turns out, is that they've swapped places. Aquaman and their bodies switched, and so Aquaman, who is in Green Arrow's body, essentially uses Green Industries to manufacture a fucking thing that lets them swim down to Atlantis to kick Green Arrow's ass in Aquaman's body before he realizes that Green Arrow also didn't do it on purpose because he doesn't want to be Aquaman.
Nice.
Which is great. So we're going to see where this story goes. It's fun. Crossover number 9. This book's still fucking great. Read it. It's a cool book. I'm not going to spoil what happens in it. It's good.
Do they cross over?
Yeah. I've said about this book multiple times. It's about, at some point, the city of Denver, Colorado, back in 2017, had a portal open up and characters from comic books spilled out into the real world. Yeah. And the world's all fucked up. And we're seeing what's going on with that now. And it's great. It's a really good book. Primordial. This is a story, alternate history story where the space race was abandoned, but the pets that have been sent into space, or the animals that have been sent into space, are in some kind of strange void up there. Yeah. And it's really interesting. It's a cool, like, kind of horror alt history book by homie Jeff Lemire. This is issue 2. It's still great.
Good.
And finally, issue 6 of The Good Asian. Still telling a great noir story with an Asian protagonist back in the 30s. And it's great. It's really cool. Love it. God bless. All these books are pretty good. Shall I just go right into the movie?
Might as well.
Okay.
I only got like one other thing this week.
Okay. Last night I watched Porco Rosso for the first time by Miyazaki.
Did you watch it by yourself?
Yeah. What?
Did you even ask your mom if she wanted to watch it?
My mom doesn't like animated movies.
What the fuck? She likes Ratchet and Clank.
The game. She didn't like the movie.
It's practically an animated movie. Go on.
She hates cutscenes in games. She doesn't even like fucking think about them. She like skips all the cutscenes in most games.
All right, go on.
Yep. Anyway, Porco Rosso's great. Rosso, rather. It's Italian. It's also, I would say, Miyazaki's most underrated film. Like, in terms of, like, people don't tend not to think of it and talk about it as, like, a dope-ass thing.
Because it's not Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, or Kiki... No, not Kiki's Delivery Service.
Castle in the Sky?
No, My Neighbor Totoro. I'm going with the millennial answers, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, like, Spirited Away for sure, but also, like, Ponyo is a very millennial movie, because that was the first one to, like, in my lifetime, be, like, really highly, like, marketed. Do you not remember seeing ads for that movie all the time when it was coming out? Every time I went to the theater, there was an ad for Ponyo.
I didn't go to the theater that often.
Oh.
I saw Spirited Away in the theater, and that's about it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see Spirited Away in the theater.
Because it was like a Disney animated movie, and my mom was like, let's go to the movies. And she was like, look, this is a kid's movie. And then I was like, this is cool, but what the fuck?
See, I watched Spirited Away for the first time. I don't know if you were there, but when we had people over to watch it. Blake was there.
No, I had already seen it. I do like Spirited Away.
Mm-hmm.
I just think a lot of that movie just makes me uncomfortable to watch.
Because it's, like, creepy?
It just looks gross.
Like, you mean, like, because all the monster guys?
Yeah. The point of the movie.
Okay. I was like...
But, I still think it's a really good story. I like the message. I think people who lean in too hard to it and be like, oh, the reason she rejects the gold is because she knows that he's trying to make her a prostitute. It's like, no, she rejects the gold because she wants to find her parents and doesn't need that shit. She's a child. Doesn't understand money. She's like fucking 8.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, don't read into Miyazaki movies. They ain't that deep.
I think there is some reading to be done, but I also think...
the what is being presented is what is being told. There's nothing underneath it. It is deep concepts.
I don't think Spirited Away is necessarily a metaphor.
It's not. It's not at all. It's literally a girl getting lost in a fantastical place.
Yeah.
And the concept of an inn that hosts spooky, like, yokai.
Obviously, there is, like, it's pretty clearly supposed to be, like, a Soapland type deal.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, it's supposed to be an onsen.
Yeah, but, like, there's clearly, like, that element of, like...
Yeah.
You know,
but
it's like, a little bit more...
The thing is like, the Spirited Away is not a concept we have here, because we don't have... The, like, closest thing we have to mythological beings... Japan is like, oh, here's our mythological beings that are spirits that can also interact with the real world, where we get fucking Sasquatch and Skinwalkers and Mothman.
Mothman's cool.
Yeah, Mothman's cool, and he sucked my dick.
Would you... Would you visit the Mothman town with me in West Virginia? I think that'd be fun.
Yes. I think that's where Destiny lives.
Really?
Yeah.
She lives in this Mothman town?
No, she lives in West Virginia.
She lives near it?
I think so.
Does she have any pictures with the thick ass of the Mothman statue?
I'm going to ask her right now if she lives near there.
I will third wheel you guys, and we can go to the Mothman town together and take pictures feeling up the statue's thick butt.
Okay.
Because I think that would be fun.
So,
and we could hunt for Mothman in the woods.
Yeah, but like the concept of being spirited away is like meeting a yokai and then
like going into
bringing
the woods
you into the spirit world
yeah.
and never returning. It was an old concept for which was just kids disappearing in the wilderness, but they were spirited away.
Yeah. But anyway, Porco Rosso is Miyazaki's most political film.
It's the one in World War II, right?
It's just before.
Ah.
It's in the 30s. In the Mediterranean.
Isn't there one where there's like actually like the fucking Red Baron, isn't it?
The Wind Rises, maybe, because that's actually like a documentary about a Japanese man who invented Japanese airplanes. But the Red Baron isn't in Porco Rosso, but it takes place in Italy.
I think it's Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, well, that's not him. It's the other guy.
But it's a Ghibli movie.
Yeah, it's that movie's about the fallout of fucking the bombing of Hiroshima.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think it's Lupin. Like the animated show.
Oh, yeah. But like, yeah. It's not very... Lupin's is not that political.
I know.
This features the line... So the main character is a pig, but it takes place in the real world. He just randomly is cursed to be a pig. It's not a metaphor. He's just actually a pig, man. Like, everybody acknowledges the fact that he's, like, looks like a pig. But nobody's like, this is odd. It's like, yeah, you got turned into a pig. You're a famous man. But he's wanted in Italy for deserting because Italy became fascist under Mussolini in the 20s and 30s. And he meets up with one of his friends who is, like, working in the Italian Air Force still, who's like, come back, like, you know, they're looking for you. You should work for your country or whatever. And he's like, blah, 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 you're a fucking pig. And he's like, better to be a pig than a fascist.
Nice.
Which is great. That's a great line.
Yeah.
It's not fully about that, but like the fact that it features that in the world and it has like a sort of anti-fascist message in those chunks is great. Which is funny because most of Miyazaki's movies are like very conservative in their message. Which is like not an insult to him. It's just a fact. Like,
Totoro, you know, he's an old Japanese man.
Totoro is like a very conservative movie. Like, it's like trying to be like, yes, when this old time and like you lived off the land and, you know, family was this, right? Like, that's what Totoro is like kind of saying in its like real world chunks, when it's not about the fantasy elements.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think Totoro is honestly the most boring one.
It's a it's a story about two young girls who get moved to the countryside because their dad takes a job as a professor, and their mother is sick, and the whole time you think the movie's gonna build to their mom dying, but then it's like, no, she's fine, she gets to come home, everything's good, great,
and Totoro helps them get there.
I think Miyazaki makes great movies, but you have to admit, they're very conservative.
It's a very cute movie, but it doesn't tell much of a story at all.
Sure.
Where like Kiki's Delivery Service, very cute movie, but is a story about a young girl going through puberty, and the concept of growing up, and it's like her being ashamed of like her like things she enjoys, which then causes her to lose interest in it because of her negativity, and then which leads to her losing her magic.
Yeah. Again, Miyazaki makes a lot of great movies.
Yeah.
They are very conservative in tone and style and whatever in message. Like, but also he writes women who are all very spunky and like willing to be the protagonist and like take things into their own hands.
So when the people on TikTok were thirsting over the Iron Lady in Princess Mononoke.
Yeah.
And it was like, y'all be like, oh, I could fix her, I could fix him. It's like, no, I'll take her as she is, war crimes and all.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking, there's great movies out there. It's good. Porco Rosso is cool. It's mostly about shooting people and flying around and being and having fun. But also it has that like on the edge element taking place sort of in the real world, but not quite. And like, it's cool. It's a great movie. I like the ending where it says like, where it lets the characters have their privacy about whether or not they end up together. It's a great bit. Like the last thing is like, well, that's their secret. Like you're not entitled to that info.
They also do that in like Mononoke as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's not explained in the same way.
Like, yeah, I think my favorite thing is in fucking Howl's movie Castle.
Yeah,
is just like that whole movie is like, look at this fantastic world. We're on the brink of like a magical world war.
Yeah,
like there's a part where Howl is like flying as like his bird form through like a fucking like air raid, and then he just comes home and Sophie makes bacon.
Yeah,
and she's like steadily getting younger and younger because like love is bringing youth back to her heart or something.
Yeah.
But also,
and then at least they end up together.
Yeah. Hayao Miyazaki fucking loves like strong-willed women.
Yeah.
In every single one of his movies, it's like never a girl doesn't take shit. He's like immediately like Kiki gets told,
in Porco Rosso there's two.
Yeah.
In Kiki's, Castle in the Sky there's the princess girl.
A fucking the boy that she like,
wants to fuck.
Yeah. Is like says like one thing to her. He's like, you're pretty cool for a girl. And she's like, fuck you. Pretty cool for a person.
Yeah, Miyazaki does love his female protagonists that are like balling out. Same with Mononoke, obviously.
Obviously, it's the best part of the movie. Yep. Actually, there's two great ladies in that movie.
Yeah,
like obviously, Iron Lady, not great. She is like raping the land.
Yeah.
To like create weapons of war and is causing like yokai to fucking spring up and shit. But she is protecting. It's a very socialist camp.
Yeah,
where it's like, yeah, she has a nice house because
that's why they're the
grateful.
bad guys.
Yeah. Well, that they're not. It's like capitalist socialism, where she treats her people well, but they're still trying to make a ton of money. And then like the guy who not Tommy Lee Jones, the guy who in the English dub of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Who plays that old man?
It might be Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, I
don't remember.
Yeah, but anyways, he like pops up and he's like trying to find the way there to negotiate for her to just purely work for the Emperor.
Isn't Jada Pinkett one of the characters in Princess Mononoke in the dub?
Honestly, maybe.
I know. There's a black woman.
It's Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton is the white guy, not the black woman. But there is a black woman voice actor in Princess Mononoke playing a character.
Honestly, she might be the lady.
The Iron Lady?
Yeah. Princess Mononoke dub.
I didn't watch this movie dubbed. I watched it subbed.
I think this movie is very bad dubbed.
Porco Rosso?
No. Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke I watched dubbed, but Porco Rosso I watched subbed. But in the dub, apparently it's Michael Keaton as Porco.
Ooh.
Which I think is cool.
Not bad. It didn't have a ton. Okay, well, of course, it wasn't dubbed by Disney. It was dubbed by Studiopolis.
Yeah, because Mononoke was Miramax, not Disney.
So main character is voiced by Billy Crudup.
Mm-hmm.
Son, the girl, wolf girl, is voiced by Claire Danes. Lady Eboshi, that's the Iron Lady, is Minnie Driver.
Mm-hmm.
Koruka, whatever. Moro is Gillian Anderson. Yeah, Jiko, the guy who's like the envoy for the Emperor, is Billy Bob Thornton. I was correct.
Okay.
Toki, the tough lady whose like husband almost dies.
Yeah.
That's Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, yeah,
the
baby.
pig,
like
the white pig that goes blind, Keith David.
Nice.
John DiMaggio plays Gonza. Keith David does the narration, and some girl named Kaya is played by Tara Strong. There's other ones I kind of skipped. Yeah, that's a pretty good dub.
Do you know who wrote the dub script for Mononoke?
Who?
Neil Gaiman.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
That's why it's
good. It's one of the good ones.
Not shit.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get into comics part 2?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, you said you had something else, right?
I was just going to go last.
Okay. So, comics part 2. There's some physical and some digital. You know what? Let me start with the digital so I don't forget. So, last week I mentioned that I read the Rocket miniseries about Rocket Raccoon from 2017 on the Marvel Unlimited app. And that's a great miniseries and you should read it. It's all about Rocket going on heists. It's like a fun kind of almost noir-y thing, but it's silly. I told Ian last week about like the fake Daredevil thing of people from a planet where they all have an echo sense, but there's one guy who has no echo sense, but he has eyes.
And it's a reverse of Daredevil.
It's reverse Daredevil.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. And again, the best part of the joke is there's a weird like one of their alien dressed up as Elektra in the back of the courtroom, holding up a sign that says "Let's fight ninjas," and he runs off, which is great. So yeah, check out that Rocket book. It's really funny. It's by Al Ewing, who wrote Immortal Hulk, which is a great book. Secondly, I also read of the Marvel. I read Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run that's currently ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
I read up to now from 2019, and god damn it, that book's so fucking good, Ian. The pitch is Daredevil comes back after, having to get like physiotherapy because he got hit by a car in the end of the last run. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to know.
Does he get hit as Daredevil or as Matt Murdock?
That's a good question. I don't know because it's part of the old run. I don't give a shit.
Oh.
He's just coming back to being Daredevil after taking some time off. And he ends up having to stop some people robbing a liquor store, right? And one of them dies after the fight. And so Daredevil at first is like, somebody killed this guy to frame me, but realizes, no, I just beat the man up too hard. Like I beat him up, he hit a wall.
Yeah.
And so he's like trying to atone for it. So, Daredevil's very famously Catholic, so he's trying to go to church about it. And then he eventually like settles on like actually getting himself, sent to court and go to jail as Daredevil, like to be like, hey, I need to serve my time, right? Like, but
I manslaughtered someone.
Exactly. And so there's this element of Daredevil where he's like kind of very critical of the police, and he winds up realizing that like, oh, the problem I don't need to be beating up these fucking guys robbing a liquor store. They don't need to get their asses kicked by me. Like the problem is sweeping. They don't rob the liquor store if there's not poverty, right?
Yeah.
And so it winds up tackling these types of things while still being like a really good book that's a superhero book.
Yeah. Also.
Yeah.
Just the thing on Lost Judgment. Once again, they do it again.
What?
Really good takedown of the fucking Japanese system.
Legal system?
Yeah, 'cause it pretty much it points out like the bigger questions.
Yeah.
Really, of like, you can use it as like an argument for the defund the police thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like the police, you can defund them, but you also need to shift what they're actually doing. Police should be there to stop murderers, like people who would actually do things that isn't of like a product of fucking poverty. Like stealing from a convenience store, like robbing someone, break-ins are all caused because people are broke.
Yeah.
Where like something like, oh, who's going to stop the murderers? Like, well, the cops would, but their job would just be to stop murderers.
Well, that's why you'd have maybe detectives and not like beat cops, right?
Yeah. Or you don't have a cop can drive around, but you should be able to just be like, oh hey, that guy must be working right now, instead of oh hey, that guy's looking for work right now.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, so
that's awesome. But yeah, so Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky, fucking rad. Also check it out. It's still going currently, and it's leading into Devil's Reign. Elektra becomes Daredevil at one point.
Ooh,
which is great.
She blinds herself. Well, I guess I gotta be Daredevil. Ah!
Yeah. I again really think it's a good book. Chip Zdarsky is really good at writing Daredevil and also Spider-Man, and Spider-Man shows up. He's great. Now I'm going to talk about Black Science by Rick Remender, which I've read 4 volumes of in the last few weeks. This book is a cool sci-fi book that's like kind of a take on 40s pulp sci-fi, but also coats it in modernity by making it actually about a man whomst is a terrible father and is a workaholic and has wound up putting his children and all the people he loves in extreme danger by being a bit obsessed with his own bullshit.
Yeah.
It's great. It's just like really good book, and it's cool sci-fi of a guy jumping through dimensions, but also dealing with the fact that like, he's not been a great dude.
Yeah.
And trying to become better.
Rick and Morty?
But better.
Rick and Morty?
But good.
Rick. We're gonna get a content claim now. So it's a Soulja Boy song. Have you not heard that one?
Wait, really?
There's a Soulja Boy song he put out where he just goes, Rick and Morty?
That's fucking stupid. Soulja Boy sucks.
It is stupid.
Okay, next up we got Something Is Killing the Children by James Tinian IV. Or Tinian IV. I don't know. So I picked this up because this is a big award winner. I've spoken of Tinian, whatever, as a writer in the past where I'm like, I think his Batman is just okay, and I personally don't like it. But But this I heard is like some of the shit that everybody's like, yo, this guy's a good writer. And I read it, and again, it's kind of just okay. Maybe you'll love it. Lots of people love this book. I think it's just fine. Essentially, Something is Killing the Children I thought would be straightforward horror comics, but instead it's like horror and there's a person trying to kill the monsters, which is like kind of less scary to me.
Yeah.
Personally. And so like a woman comes to a town where like a scary monster is killing kids to help this kid who like was the lone survivor of a certain attack, and she goes to kill the thing, but also she needs to like be secretive about it. It's cool. Cool. It's fine. It's just not incredible.
Yeah.
What are you trying to take a picture of?
No, sorry. I was scrolling through Facebook really quickly.
Yep.
And I got a meme where it says, "Oh my god, Strive stages are so cool." Like Guilty Gear. And it's like one of those fucking 3D pictures, but when you spin it around, it's like you just get Totsugeki, like the fucking dolphin coming right at you.
That's great.
So I just had to see that.
That's awesome. But yeah, Something is Killing the Children. Maybe you'll like it. I thought it was just okay. I wouldn't pick up the second volume, but I'm glad I read it. If you want
so
to
you can
read
have an accurate takedown of it.
Yeah, not really a takedown. It's just like, let me just flip through it. Like the art's good. Just the story is kind of like a bit not scary. Like it's kind of predictable to me. Like it's like there's a character who like is seeing this and then thinks, oh, this person who is trying to kill the monster is actually the murderer. And it's just like, it's exactly what you expect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not from picking up the book, because I was like, oh, this is a book about scary monsters killing people, right? And that's cool. But instead it's about someone trying to kill the scary monsters, which is, again, less scary. I like Buffy, but this isn't as cool as Buffy. Because Buffy is a fun story of a bunch of fun people.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then finally, we're on our Brubaker Phillips corner. So first up, Destroy All Monsters. It's the third book in the Reckless series. Is out. This is really good. Still. Reckless is still great. Check it out. Ethan Reckless does things for people that you can call him. He's in the 80s. He's a kind of a detective, but not really. He mostly does, ball and ass bullshit.
Some reckless stuff?
Yeah. Well, his last name is Reckless. That's why it's called Reckless.
Yeah.
Anyway, this book features, bad business people, a somewhat bad congressman, good shit.
Yeah.
It's a fun story, good mystery. These are all great. But what we're really here for is Cruel Summer, the last book in the Criminal series. Cruel Summer adapts the story that is constantly hinted at throughout all of the other parts of Criminal, which is the story of Teague Lawless and Ricky Lawless, and Leo. I forget what Leo's last name is, but Teague and Ricky Lawless, and how that story winds up playing out with Teague's death and Ricky's sort of becoming more and more of a criminal scumbag type guy who's like a character we've mostly seen through like people talking about him and not really seen a lot of until this, which is really cool. And it's like a bit of a coming of age story, a bit of a crime noir story, and as a finale to Criminal, which is one of like the most incredible comic series ever, telling a bunch of stories that take place with some of the same characters but not always, throughout time and in a similar location, all crime stories. Criminal's fantastic, and this is a fantastic cap to one of the best comic series ever written. I'd highly recommend it. What do you got?
So this week, a new TV show came out.
What show?
Thought that was my phone for a second.
Mm-hmm.
There is. It's called Inside Job.
Oh, the Alex Hirsch thing.
Executive produced by Alex Hirsch.
Yep.
Every single time I fucking look it up, it's like, created by.
It's not. No, it's some other person.
It's Shion Takeuchi.
Yep.
And Alex Hirsch straight up says every single time, like he says it in his tweets.
Yep.
He's like, I executive produced the show. Pretty much, he's like, I got her in the door for Netflix, sort of thing. But like he's in the show, like he does a little extra, some voices.
Mm-hmm. But it's not his show.
It's not his show. Not even close. It's an adult animation show. Mm-hmm. It is the concept of the show is the Illuminati is real.
Nice.
There is like a cabal of like mega rich people who control the entire world. Mm-hmm. And there's the Illuminati, and then there's the one they work for called Cognito Inc. And it's not like, oh, they're the one Cognito Inc. Get it?
I like it. That's funny.
You
saw my eyes flip, enjoying that.
It's not like the joke thing where it's like, oh, they're the failure one, they're the bad one, and they're like making it work. It's like, no, they both are. They're very competent. The first episode is about them swapping out the president, who they backed him in an election and they got him to win. Yeah, but he is too stupid to manipulate. So they instead decide to replace him with an easily something much more manipulable, a robot, which the main character, Reagan Ridley, keeps referring to as Robotus.
Okay, this sounds great, and I need to watch it.
It's a really good show. It has like a really great cast.
Yeah,
like there's a bunch of comedians like Lizzie Kaplan.
Okay.
You got, who's not a comedian though, Christian Slater.
Ooh.
He plays her dad.
Nice.
Her dad is like, he's like a Rick sort of thing, but I think it's a lot less of like nihilism and more of a pure vengeance thing. Where Rick is a fucking annoying dickhead because like, I hate the world and I refuse to have character growth.
Yeah.
But like Randy Ridley, plays her father, Christian Slater's character, is like, I hate the fucking company because they pushed me out because I had a mental breakdown. So I'm going to like try and expose the deep state.
That's great.
And like the opening of the show is him like screaming at tourists in front of the fucking like White House.
That's great.
His daughter picking him up and taking him to work and saying, you need to stop exposing the deep state. But as they're showing, like she's like saying like, stop telling people that like the president's a robot, we haven't done that yet, stop talking about the lizard people. And then they show like a senator like walking around. Someone's like, hey, senator, and he's like, hello, and then he like on the phone he just goes, ah, and he like turns into a lizard man. Stop telling that we're like creating like making new people from stem cells. And then they walk past like a fucking cooler and there's a stem cell baby in there named Steve. It's like really good.
That's great.
Yeah, then you also got Clark Duke, who is, I don't know what he does. He's not a comedian, but he was in the final seasons of The Office.
Okay.
He's the like young looking guy in one of the Hot Tub Time Machine movies.
Okay.
Like you'd have recognized him from something. Mm-hmm. Then Tisha Campbell, honestly I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
She has a good voice, her character is good. Then we got the man who plays their boss, Andy Daly.
Okay.
Yeah, you know who that is?
Yeah, I know who he is.
And then, just going to skip this next one. Then we got John DiMaggio, of course.
Of course.
If it's animated, he's in it. He plays a guy named Glenn Dolphin. What do you think that last name means?
Because he's a dolphin man.
He's a dolphin man. And then you got Dr. Andre, played by Bobby Lee. Uh-huh. And it took me a while to realize that was Bobby Lee's voice. Because I'm just so used to Bobby Lee sounding like an Asian caricature because of Mad TV from back in the day. Like, I've seen clips from his, like...
where he talks like a normal person.
Where, like, I've seen the clips from, like, the podcast he's on with Cheeto Santino.
Yeah.
Where, like, he's fucking, like, you know, he's normal. The funniest things, he tells, like, the most dark stories. He's like, yeah, I was raped by a mentally challenged man when I was a child. And Cheeto Santino starts fucking laughing. He's like, why are you laughing at that? I'm serious.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like, because it's a funny setup. And then you got Brett Gelman as Magic Mike, who is a talking mushroom man.
Nice.
The show is really fucking good. The first episode feels like good. It's a good pilot. Uh-huh. The second episode is weaker because it's like, oh, TV sitcom trope time, or like office sitcom trope shit. Like, you've seen this. If it's in an office, this has happened.
Yeah.
Where they say they need to cut the budget, so they need to fire someone. So they go around, they decide someone they're going to fire, but then they lie and say they haven't chosen anyone to fire yet. Mm-hmm. And so the rest of like the inner team, like the people that all the named actors I just said, all show up and like kiss ass. And like that goes on for way too long. It's just like, oh, we get it. We'll move on.
Yep.
It's the classic trope. But I think every other episode's really good. There's a 2-part finale that is really fun.
That's great.
And this is a part 1, so this isn't season 1 that's out. This is part 1 that's out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that means that they, in all likelihood, the second part should be out shortly.
Hopefully, because
It's like how like Harley Quinn season 1, season 2 came out really close to each other because it was actually ordered as one season, essentially. Whereas season 3 is taking longer because it's ordered separately.
Yeah. Also, the fucking opening theme.
Yep.
Looks really cool. It's like a bunch of flashes of like deep state, like conspiracy theory shit.
I love that. That sounds
with this
fun.
like really good like hip hop beat, and all the characters are really fun. There's my favorite joke in the entire series is in the first episode where she's like getting her HR complaints read to her.
Yeah.
And he's like reading. He's like, it doesn't make eye contact. Says suck my dick a lot for a woman.
That's funny.
Yeah, you should check the show out.
That's great.
Yeah.
I definitely will check it out.
I got nothing else.
All right, guys. It's just funny to do something and have quiet, and then cut off the quiet immediately like nothing happened.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening and or watching to the Media Hole Podcast. Is a weekly show, as you know. And we are on both all audio platforms as well as YouTube at youtube.com/NAScomedy, where you can see our lovely faces, or you can see Ian's goofy mustache that he is wearing currently. If you would like to follow me personally, I'm at The Beady Hole on Twitter, at The Beady Hole on TikTok. I am at twitch.tv/The Media Hole on Twitch, and also www.whenyourballs.get stuck to your leg.tumblr.com. If you want to follow Ian, he's at StrugglesV on everything. He recently came under fire because he's personally emailing every person who hasn't played Dark Souls 3 to play it and critiquing their progress.
I would start at Dark Souls 2 first. Dark Souls 1, fuck.
Despite the fact that they have no idea how he's learning about their progress in the game. It's very upsetting.
Keylogger, baby.
He's pretty much just gang stalking everybody. All right, guys, thanks so much. See ya.